All right then. All right. All right, fine. Fine. We're back. It's cool, man. Relax. We're back. That was holy crap. That's about requested up already. I was trying to break them up. Shit. All right then. All right, y'all. All right. We are back. We are back. Y'all, this is the channel where you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith, doctrine, and logic for your entertainment. But also, hopefully, and more importantly, to make the world a little bit better place by combating the ridiculous rise of this ridiculous Christian nationalism, which is basically a bunch of Christians with a bunch of power and a bunch of money who think they have a divine right to make other people's lives miserable by bringing back biblical institutions like slavery and manifesting destiny, which means theft through conquest, which means we have a divine right to take other people's shit because this book says we can. Ha 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 is what we say to that. We here on the right side of history will not stand for these affronts against humanity, or that a bunch of Christians want to bring back slavery. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Anyway, that's why we're here, and that's why we do this channel. And we also do this by borrowing knowledge from the brilliant brain of our best homie, Dr. Joshua Bowen. And if you love scholarly knowledge, then he is your man. If you love to learn ancient languages like Biblical Hebrew, Akkadian, Sumerian, and shit like that, he is your man. I'm telling you. He writes scholarly books. PhD scholar. Writes the book explicitly for giving you knowledge to combat apologetics. And it can't get any better than that. Like, here's the argument, here's what you say. This is what scholars say. Man, how does it get any better than that? I really don't. You can't. It's impossible. So, check out our homie's website, digitalhammurabi.com/Hebrew if you're into learning ancient languages like Hebrew, like I've been doing. Or just check out the links to all his scholarly works there at digitalhammurabi.com. Also, don't forget that this October, the 23rd, the 24th, and 25th, the conference of all conferences is going down. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, so it's a conference for content creators and free thinkers, deconstruction community, and let me tell you, the biggest names in the deconstruction community and TikTok debaters are all going to be there. And now when I mean big names, I mean the biggest. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to join us and hang out with the coolest motherfuckers that you ever met for 3 whole days, then check out rocketcityreason.com and get your tickets and come hang out with us because it's going to be great. If you like to travel, hang out with cool motherfuckers, then you'll probably have a great time. But it's going to be awesome. Anyway, with all the pleasantries out of the way, we're 4 minutes into our regularly scheduled programming. Actually, it's not regular. I'm still like 40 minutes early. Anyway. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, never mind. I thought somebody requested up already. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. 5 minutes. All right. Alrighty. So, with all that out of the way, I'm not from Huntsville. I live a little south of Huntsville, but very, very near Huntsville. Yes. I could be there in 20 minutes. Not far at all. A little south down Interstate 65. Anyway, we are reset. And before we move on to the more of a political stance topic, we're going to run this one here for a while. And see if we can do like earlier and actually get some decent conversations. That would be cool. That would be cool. Our expectations are never too high, but yeah. Yeah. So yes, my claim today is that Christianity 100% glorifies and condones slavery and injustice. And yes, I can back that up with scripture. 100%. 100%. Better just read the Bible. Wow. Damn. Yeah. Anyway, if there's any Christians out there who disagree with my topic, then please, for the love of all things sacred, come prove it wrong. Because it does not look good that some of the most prominent Christians in America right now are trying to bring back slavery like it's cool. And you know why they're trying to bring it back? Because the Bible says it's okay. That's what it says. That's their justification for it. Our God lets us have slaves. God doesn't do anything bad. God says we can have slaves, they're fine. That's their justification for slavery. Yeah. Trying to bring it back in the modern age. It's pretty sad. Really. Anyway, yeah. Just waiting on the first guest of the reset. Almost said first guest of the day, but I've already been on for an hour and 20 minutes. So, yeah. If you would like to be the first guest of the reset, then come on up. Because it looks really, really bad for Christians that, first of all, your religion is pro-slavery. Second of all, that there's Christians today with a bunch of power and a bunch of money who want to bring back slavery back. And they say that shit in public and everything. All up in the public, man. I don't know what this. I don't know what that means. Anyway. What's this thing? There's some kind of new TikTok prompt I'm getting as a creator here. Just like, what the fuck? What is that? Engagement tips. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, thought that was interesting. Must be a new TikTok feature. Yeah. So suggest that people comment more. Okay. Y'all comment. That's what TikTok told me to tell you. It'll increase engagement there. Encourage gift giving. Y'all give me gifts. It'll increase engagement. Good job, TikTok. Great new feature you got there. All right. All right. Damn. All right, let's see. Oh, nope. Yep, nope. What happened? Oh, somebody requested up, but they didn't actually come up. Anyway, yep, just waiting on the first guest here. If you're a Christian out there, then please, for the love of all things sacred, prove this prompt wrong. Yeah, good Lord, that was a little runny. Let's see. Yes, are you there? Hello?
Hello,
Hello, you sound like a 10-year-old child.
I'm sick.
You're 6? Is that what you said? This is Never 18 Life. You can't be here. Let's throw them a block real quick. Alright, there we go. Got them blocked. There we go. She's 6? I know she said 6. That was not a. There's no way that person was. No way they were over the age of 12, I suspect. Anyway. Yeah, this is an over 18 live. I actually set it to where you're not supposed to be here if you're not over 18. So I sacrifice viewership for stuff I can say. So yeah. Anyway. All right, still waiting on the first guest. There's people requesting up, but nobody's sticking in there. Where we at here? Damn, almost 11 minutes live too. We usually have somebody in the in the first couple minutes. Anyway, Christians, please, for the love of all things sacred, prove this prompt wrong, because some bad stuff going on out there. Ugh. All right, let's see here. The according to Tech Talk, the algorithm's actually moving all right. So, at Christ before Jesus, God bless you too, brother. Oh, CBJ here. Yes, he is. I see his comment. Yes, God is that powerful. He's so merciful, he created a gag reflex. Damn, that's funny. Anyway, yeah. Shit, that's funny. All right, well, where we at here? 13 minutes into the live, and no first actual guest yet. Review your heart and mind there, Jaron. You've been deeply corrupted. Oh, shit. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to flip back to this one thing I made here. Oh, that's funny. Jaron comes back with, I corrupted your mother last night. Dang. It's going down in the comments there where there's an appropriate noise for this. Just a second. Or maybe not. I guess not. I don't see it anymore. Move it around on me. Slap hard. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There's another one too. Oh, yeah, that one. Anyway, shit. All right. All right, just waiting on that elusive first guest. 14 minutes into the live this morning. Yeah, I got a soundboard now. How glorious is that shit? Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty funny though. It's only good for a few sounds. All right, hold on a second here. Let's see. Let's see. Can't remember if this was a serious guest or not. John Normus, you there?
Yeah,
What's up, man? Were you a Christian? I can't remember.
I believe in Jesus.
Is that a Christian?
I mean, like I'm not a. Thing is, I believe in Jesus Christ died for. I believe the Bible, what it says, what God says about Himself.
Cool, man. So, what you want to debate about with the real live atheist today?
I just wondering, do you hate Christians?
Do I hate Christians?
Yeah.
Some of them.
So what? You
I
hate
don't hate.
me?
I don't know. Have you given me a reason to hate you?
I mean, you what? So you don't? I'm saying you want to debate. What do you disagree with about my belief?
Lots of stuff. Do you have
So,
something specific you wanted to talk about in regards to Christianity, or I
well,
can bounce some topics off of you, and you can.
nah. I feel like you got hate in your heart towards a group of people, bro.
I got hate in my heart toward a awful pro-slavery religion.
Okay, religion's different than people.
I'm talking about Christianity.
So like, but you generalize a group of people,
No, I'm generalizing the religion.
which is a group of people. So if I said this about Jews or I said this about blacks or whites, that would be really frowned upon. But for some reason, you think it's okay to do to Christian. Do you
Yeah.
think anti-Semitism is a good thing? That's okay for me to discriminate against a group of people?
No.
You think that's a healthy thing for people to do?
Do, do you think? Jared said it first. I was about to say, do you think black is a religion?
No, I'm just saying to discriminate against a group of people in general. Do you think that's a good thing
Well,
to do?
No, I'm not discriminating against a group of people. I'm discriminating against a religion that a group of people use to try to take other people's freedom and such.
So you think those people are dumb or stupid or something like that?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
that
It's
is
dumb
so
and stupid when you try to bring back slavery. Yes.
so that is such an insane generalization. It's baffling that you think people like are trying to bring back slavery. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, they are. Just because you're in denial
Okay,
doesn't mean it's not happening.
give me an example that's happening right now in America where Christians are bringing back slavery.
Have you ever heard of Doug Wilson or Matt Powell?
No, nobody's heard of that.
Yeah, lots of people have heard
I
of it.
asked.
You listen. You just being in denial isn't going to make you look good here,
Well,
man.
prove it to me. Where's it happening?
Doug
Where's people being
Wilson
enslaved?
is a pastor with a huge congregation who openly and publicly calls to bring back slavery because he said God loves slavery in the Bible, and he'll get 30,000 likes on a Facebook post when he does it. So
Okay, then, hey,
you
then
being
why
in
don't you?
denial
Hey,
doesn't discredit that
why don't
Christians are
you
trying to bring back
post?
slavery.
Okay, but why don't you post on your little thing against him? Why don't you attack him
I do. I'm
instead
doing it
of?
right now.
No, you're saying Christians because of one idiot who is like.
Christianity.
No, listen. If somebody, for example, a lot of people have taken the name of God or in the name of Christianity and done horrific things, but
Yeah, because
everybody
God
has
says you
the.
can do horrific things. That's my
So you
point.
don't. What I'm trying to say is, you don't think people. human beings can take something that is good and make it look horrible.
Yeah,
And it's
but
up
it
to
makes it
you.
look.
It's
It
up to
makes
you
it.
as a
Yeah, it makes itself look horrible. Is the thing.
so all right. So you're kind of double minded here. So you're saying this one person who's bringing back slavery is bad, but
It's
then you
not just
say
one person. It's
you
thousands and
but you're
thousands and
blaming.
thousands of people.
Okay, name five people who believe this.
Are you in denial again?
No, I well, prove me.
If you want, we'll
Turn,
just go to
hey,
the Facebook page and we'll get about 30,000 likes, and we can just go name after name if that's what
no,
it'll take to convince
I'm
you.
saying you were okay. So hold on. So you're saying that the Bible has turned this person into wanting slavery? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm saying he's using the Bible to justify bringing back slavery because
Okay,
Christianity is 100% pro-slavery in the Bible. It never condemns slavery one time.
all right. Let me
In
ask
fact,
you
it
this:
wants you to be a slave.
is your mom a Christian or your dad?
My dad might be.
What about your grandma or grandpa? Were they Christian?
Yeah, they were Christians.
And you're telling me grandma, your sweet little grandma wanted slavery?
No.
Okay, we got a point here. We got a perfect point. One dude is acting insane. You should hate that dude. You should be hating on that dude, not grandma. Don't throw grandma into slavery. She's
Did I
wanting
bring my
slavery,
grandma up?
but you just said Christians. Your
Yeah,
grandma's a Christian.
Christians
So
are trying to bring back slavery. It's
okay,
Christians.
so your grandma's a Christian. So grandma wants slavery, right?
Yeah. No.
Do you spend time with your grandma? You talk to her at all?
No, she's
Do you?
dead.
Okay. What about you? Got anybody in your life that you love that's a Christian?
Yeah, I know several Christians that I really love.
And they bring him. They telling you they want slavery.
No.
So you're kind of you're in an insane paradigm. You can't. He took
No, you just don't understand simple logic. I'm not attacking all Christians here. I'm attacking all of Christianity and the
hey
Christians who want to bring it back. But
now.
if you're against slavery, even though God allows it, then I have no problem with you. Must have got loud. Hey,
Hello.
Uzi, you there? Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm Oriental Orthodox.
Cool, man. So, anything you
I
want to debate a real live atheist about?
yeah, I want to talk about three things in specific, but I do want to talk about how you're talking about Douglas Wilson. Douglas
Yeah.
Wilson has famously stated, and I don't support him because he's a Southern Baptist, and I believe that he's not truly part of the body of Christ, and he's not a part of any apostolic church. So nobody would hold him truly to be a part of the body of Christ. But he did say in like a 2025
About
interview with CNN.
30,000 people do.
Yeah, I don't care though. That's not going to be referenced on the doctrine, right? And there's billions of Christians. And
Yeah, but he's not wrong about the doctrine. The
no,
Bible's
he's absolutely
100%
wrong.
pro-slavery.
No, he's
Huh?
absolutely wrong. We can talk about how the Bible
Oh,
isn't
no, he's
pro-slavery
not.
and condemns it. But
Okay. Well,
and,
yeah, show us. Yeah, we would love to see
may I
that. Where
finish
does
my
the
first
Bible
talking
condemn
point?
slavery?
My
Oh,
can
I
I?
thought that was it.
No. So he said that he's grateful that slavery is gone, and he thinks that the system of chattel slavery was an unbiblical system. He says that verbatim.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't. No, it
Yes.
didn't.
Have you ever
No,
read his
it
book? Have you ever read his book?
didn't. Yeah, I know who Doug Wilson is. He's one of
Okay.
the
So in
reasons
his
I
wait.
started
So in
this
his
channel,
19
and he
wait.
definitely doesn't say it's not
So wait. So
biblical.
in his
In fact, he
1990s.
says the opposite. He says
So
there's no problem passages.
if you would let me finish. So in his 1996 booklet, which is Southern Slavery, which is co-authored by Stephen Wilkins, and he says
Yeah.
that chattel slavery is unbiblical verbatim, and I show you it in his book. Will you concede?
No.
Oh, okay, I didn't think so. So let's go to the
Well,
Bible.
I know he doesn't say that. He says the mistake in the antebellum South in slavery was racism, that they made it race based. He
He
says
said
that
that
was
the
the
chat.
only
He said he
mistake.
literally says verbatim. I think that the system of chattel slavery was an unbiblical system, and I'm grateful it's gone. That's what he says verbatim.
Okay, well, whatever.
Okay, so now let's go to the Bible.
Yeah,
In what part of the Bible is going to be pro-slavery?
all of it, 100%.
In the sense that we know today?
Yeah, chattel slavery.
Okay. In reference in the New Testament, can you find me any verses that's going to support chattel slavery?
Yeah, Jesus' words himself.
Okay. Give me the scripture.
All right, Luke chapter 12. Let's start right here. He tells this cute little story using a slave as an example. And he says, the master of that slave will come on a day when he does not expect him, in an hour that he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the unfaithful. That slave who knew what his master wanted, but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted, will receive a severe beating. But the one who did not know what deserved a beating will receive a light beating. From everyone to whom much has been given, much will be required. And to the one who much has been entrusted, even more will be demanded.
So when he talks about what much will be required, much will be demanded, what is that in reference to?
He's talking about the second coming.
Okay. And is he talking about, when he talks about the parable of the rich fool in 13:12, and then in verses 22 through 34, right, when he says, do not be anxious for the food and the clothing, and then he goes on to reverend of slavery. Is this...
Well, yeah, he's talking about beating a slave here.
And who is the slave in reference?
I don't know. A slave. I feel like if Jesus was not pro-slavery, that would have been a great time for him to pipe up and say, oh, by the way, you should never beat a slave, and that's not what I'm referring to here. But he doesn't say anything like that. He does, however, say you're a worthless slave to God.
Yeah. So what's happening as the faithful steward, right?
Yeah, I know what it's a parable for. That's not the point.
So the parable is not a set of instructions on how masters should treat slaves, right? Jesus is going to use the household scene from
the Bible. The Bible
from
tells
Pontius
slaves
Pilate
to obey even cruel masters.
Yeah. So hey, could you let me?
10 times.
I don't want to go. I want to have an actual dialogue. The parable is going to be using and this is every rabbinic scholar is going to attest to this, including James L. Parshman, right? Where this is a household scene from the ancient world under Pontius Pilate that's going to talk about spiritual readiness and accountability, not in reference to a real slave. The unfaithful steward assumes the master is delayed, then abuses his authority by beating the other male and female servants, and then lives in self-indulgence. So this isn't simply a runaway slave. This is a faithful steward who cares about the household and then is properly rewarded. And
so your word, God says you can own slaves, right?
So, again, this is in reference. So first of all, there's a difference between Pontius Pilate and the way that slaves were treated in Pontius Pilate, which isn't in reference to chattel slavery.
Nobody's talking about Pontius Pilate but you. I'm talking about slaves in the Bible in the eyes of God.
Wait,
chattel slavery condoned by God?
Who gave the legality to own slaves in the New Testament?
God.
It wasn't the Pharisees. So
God.
It wasn't the Romans who owned Galilee at the time?
Did it?
It wasn't the Romans who were in charge of Galilee.
It was God.
Holy shit! You're very intellectually
dishonest. I'm talking about
dishonest.
the Bible, not
you're
the Roman
purposely
Empire.
intellectually dishonest.
What are you talking about?
Wait, you're purposely
I'm
intellectually
dishonest. I'm talking about
relax.
the Bible. You're talking
Brother,
about
you gotta
Pontius
relax.
Pilate.
So Pontius Pilate is who owned Galilee at the time. You're talking about the instructions of slaves where Christians the majority of the minority under
in the Bible. Uzi, do you want to address that?
Yeah. So is the Bible a historical book about what's happening in Galilee during Pontius Pilate? Yeah or nay?
No.
No?
It's historical fiction.
Wait, no? Where's the Bible set? What in the New Testament?
All right, so are we gonna actually talk about slavery in the?
Yeah, I mean, I love how you're intellectually dishonest on purpose.
I don't even know. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what you're talking about. So
I know you don't know what I'm talking
what
about.
You have a bad time tracking.
Pontius
Pilate.
You have a bad time tracking. The reason I'm talking about Pontius Pilate is because. And what you're talking about is in reference, right? And you're talking about this is going to be chattel slavery.
Or what Pontius Pilate wanted?
Who again were they under Roman authority? Were the Pharisees under Roman authority?
Oh my fucking God! They're under God's authority, Uzi.
The Romans believe in God, you fucking caveman.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you a caveman? Dude? Do you think that the people who wrote the New Testament were in slavery?
I have no idea what this. We'll move on and talk. This dude fucking hollering. They were fucking Rome. They were Rome. Damn, dude, not cool. Anyway, hey Fredo, you there?
How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
Are you sure you want to be doing this sort of stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You sure? Because you seem a little bit low tier. Like he absolutely destroyed you.
Did he?
Looked embarrassing.
He destroyed me by talking about Rome ruling over the Pharisees when I was trying to address slavery and doctrine.
You're referencing a period. So you should know your stuff. It's a piece that you don't know your stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Biblical Hebrew. So.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is slavery bad? Is slavery bad?
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it's evil.
Is prisons bad?
Is prisons bad? Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so people shouldn't go to prison, yeah? So you want rapists and murderers to just roam around with no prisons.
Did
Is
I
that what you're
say
saying?
that?
See
Did
how
I
low tier
say
you are?
that? Did I say that?
How easy was that?
Is
That
this
was
what
so easy. That
Christians
was
do?
as easy
Y'all
as it
just come
was.
up.
This is as easy.
Okay.
This is how
All
easy it
right. Keep
was.
hollering, and when
That's
you're
how
done,
easy it
I'll
was.
keep hollering, and when you're
I
done,
just
I'll
demonstrated how
say
low
stuff.
tier you are.
Go ahead
I
and
just
holler all you want to
demonstrated.
holler, and then whenever you're done, we'll actually say stuff
No,
here. Go ahead.
I'm just demonstrating how low tier you are. I just got you into like literally a minute and
Yeah,
10 seconds.
hollering
I got
about
you.
shit that I never said. Yeah, that's really, yeah.
You just
Go
said
ahead.
prisons
So
are no good.
I'll tell you
You
what,
said
holler
prisons are no
whatever you
good.
want to holler. Put all the words in my mouth you want to put in my mouth, and then we'll actually, if you get
Okay.
interested in what
Let
I
me steel
actually
man.
think, we can talk about that.
Let me steel man your position. You said
What
prisons are not
position?
bad.
Hold on.
You
What
said prisons
position
are
are you
bad.
still manning?
Yeah, your position, because I asked you a question: is prisons
What?
bad? And you said
I never
yes,
get.
they are.
Excuse me. I just said no, and then you went into an entire diatribe about what I think about stuff, which is fucking
Okay, so
ridiculous.
prisons are good.
So
So
if you would
prisons are
like
good.
to engage honestly here, that
So
would
when
be
you want to
really
retract,
cool.
okay, sure. So prisons are good.
No. You said prisons are bad. Are prisons bad?
No,
I
I
said
didn't. I
yeah.
asked
So
you a
then you went
question.
to so you think rapists and murderers should just run around and do whatever the fuck they want? Like you can't be honest, can you? Are you
Gaslighting
capable of
doesn't
being
work.
honest, Fredo?
You've already in the 1 minute and
Hello,
10 minutes.
Fredo. Are you
You there?
capable of being honest? Do you
Okay.
have some
Are
Holy
you?
Spirit
Are
powers that
you?
can keep you calm and allow you to address things that people actually say honestly and stop putting words in my mouth? Are you capable of that?
So you already got
Hello?
destroyed by one person. I
Are
just
you?
destroyed another
Hello?
one.
You haven't destroyed anything. We haven't even had a
Okay.
conversation.
All
So
right.
are you under
Let's
the
start
extreme
again.
delusion that you've debated something here and came out on top?
What's delusion? What's the word delusion? What does it mean?
Oh my fucking God. All right. We'll move on to somebody who's intellectually honest here, I think. These last two dudes are unreal. All right. Who was next here? Oh,
Alpha State 8, how you going, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I got
Hey,
flagged there, so there's two people.
I just came up to encourage you to keep going as you are. Don't worry about the people bagging you out, calling you low tier. Just learn as you go, bro, and learn as you go, and fucking upskill, and you'll be fucking sweet. Keep it up.
Yeah, appreciate you. Will do, dog. Will do. Who was that? Americant. Are you there?
Hey, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
what's up?
Hey,
Cool, man. Are you a Christian?
so no, I thought it was for every because do Christians debate atheists and they just can't, like it's like they get angry and then they say something about Chat GPT for some reason, and then they insult you again, and then they're like, it's so weird, but that like, I'm
Oh
sorry you
yeah.
have to go through
Well,
this, dude, but hey,
no, that's all
I'll
right. I
listen
mean,
in.
I signed up for it. It's
That guy saying that
it comes
he
with the
smoked you,
territory.
smoked you.
Yeah, yeah.
Next person, I guarantee if you say, "Do you believe in Noah's Ark?" Straight face, yes, bro. Thanks for the
Right.
time, though. I'll be in the
No
comments.
problem, man. No problem, brother. Appreciate it. But no, I'm totally used to it. It comes with the territory out here. Hey, Charlie, you there? Charlie? Hello? Is Charlie there? I think Charlie's there. I think that was a accidental. All right, so we're done. Oh, jeez, in the box again. Hey, Bob, are you there?
Hello, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Cool, cool. So, what you want to debate a real live atheist about today?
So, I mean, I was a little confused by the prompt, I guess. The question is, do Christians debate atheists? Are you asking like, should they? Do they? Like, what is your,
Yeah,
could
like,
you
do they? Do
expand
you
on
want
that?
to debate? No, it's just an invitation to come debate.
I think where Christians mess up trying to debate atheists is they typically debate from the Bible, and you can't debate somebody who doesn't believe in the Bible from the Bible. And then atheists also do this too. It's a really weird thing. Like atheists will use the Bible to debate the Bible, which is just weird.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just read the Bible to Christians.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you are an atheist, then my charge in a debate would not be to convince you with the Bible, which requires faith. It would be my charge would be to convince you without the Bible that either it's more
Well,
beneficial
I don't
for you to
debate if
believe
the
in
Bible's
God.
true or not. I just correct Christians when they think it says one thing. I show them what it actually says. Is what I do. I just show them the really bad stuff, like all the evil in here. It's not really about whether it's true or not.
Well, I mean, whether or not there's evil in the Bible doesn't prove or disprove a God, though. That's why I'm saying I think it's a
Yeah,
weird
that's
thing that
not my.
people
That's what I'm
debate.
saying. That's not my point to disprove God. My point is that if this God is real, he's evil as fuck. Nobody should worship him. Is the approach I take personally.
Oh, that's kind of was it Dostoevsky? I think Dostoevsky's trial crime and punishment, I think, with the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, I don't know if you read any philosophy, but that's essentially what Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment was about.
I haven't read much modern philosophy. I've read a lot of ancient, like Greek philosophy, Western classical.
He's pretty recent. He was like 1830, 1827, I think he wrote that one.
Right, yeah.
Dostoevsky's conclusion. So Dostoevsky and Nietzsche particularly are interesting for anyone who's in the atheist Christian debate sphere, because they were both examining the issue of humanity moving away from God and the issues that they're going to face and how they can adjust. They had two different conclusions. Nietzsche's
I have read
conclusion.
Nietzsche before.
Okay, so Dostoevsky examines exactly the same issues that Nietzsche examines, but they did it at the almost the exact same time in two different countries, and they didn't have access to each other's works. So it's really cool reading the two of their works. But Dostoevsky's conclusion was the polar opposite of Nietzsche's.
Right. Well, cool,
And
man.
so
Well, you got any Christianity stuff to debate, or?
well, I think I'm more in line with Dostoevsky that we cannot human beings cannot be moral without God.
That don't make any sense. I don't think you can be moral with this God.
Okay,
The
so
God of
you're
the
gonna point
Bible,
out,
anyway.
yeah, and this is why I don't really use the Bible. So, but you're gonna point out like bad things that happen in the Bible, right?
Yeah, injustice. God orders inhumane things. This leads you to be like a slave, nothing else. It's not about freedom or happiness of any sort of the such. This is about you submitting your will and denying yourself to do the will of this God so you can supposedly go to heaven with it. That's all it
So
is. That's why it's dangerous.
whether or not you believe that God did evil things in the Bible, stepping back and objectively observing humanity, you would come to the conclusion, more than likely, that most people have come to the conclusion that human beings are pretty bad people and we do relatively bad things. And through
Yeah, but there's
Christian
good ones too.
dogma, we can a psychological analysis of human beings would disagree for the most part. Human beings are
That's
selfish
wild.
continually. There's
Maybe
nothing
so,
you
but
do
not
that's not
always.
selfish.
There's plenty of historical instances where when the chips are down, people came together and helped each other and didn't just eat each other like a lot of people, like Nietzsche would probably say they would. I don't agree with that.
No, that's not Nietzsche's
Inherents are
philosophy,
humans
but
are everything. Like we're the worst of the worst, but we're also the best of the best. There's completely selfless people out there. I think most people enjoy helping other people. In fact,
well, to a degree. So
the problem
Dostoevsky
is when
analyzes
you take on
this.
a doctrine like Christianity, it totally wipes that out. This doesn't allow you to think for yourself. It doesn't induce any sort of morality at all. This is about commands, not morality. It doesn't tell you this is good and this is the reason why it's good. This says this is good because this God says so, and you better obey. That's not morality.
That would be, yes, that would be Nietzsche's philosophy. Yes. But whether or not human beings can discover morals on their own without dogma is kind of the question. And generally the answer is no. Even Nietzsche wasn't able to achieve the Übermensch.
Well, I mean, people made up God, so they can definitely discover it on their own. They just made up the concept and said they couldn't discover it without the concept they made up, which makes
Yeah,
humans weird.
if human beings could achieve what Nietzsche laid out, then we could live without a God. But human beings are incapable of achieving the Übermensch. It's not been done since Nietzsche's work has been
That's
published.
weird. I live without a God every day.
Yes, but have you achieved true moral enlightenment?
Yeah.
More than likely not, right? I mean, Nietzsche dedicated his
Yeah.
whole life to
What
it.
do I do that's wrong? What's my moral detriment?
Well, I don't know you, right? And you can say whatever you want behind the camera, and I have to believe it's true.
I don't steal. I don't kill. I think all those things are evil and wrong, and nobody should do them ever.
So you do nothing selfish. You've never taken a position over somebody else who maybe needed it more than you.
What do you mean taking a position
You've never.
over somebody that needed it more than me? Where was I in direct
It's everything.
like competition with someone or
Everything we
something?
do as human beings is selfish. I forget which philosopher did this one, but they ran the Abraham Lincoln is driving down the road in his car. He's got his nice suit on, and there's a pig dying on the side of the road. It's got something stuck in its leg. It's going to die if he doesn't help it. So he gets out, he dirties his suit, going through the mud, helps the pig, gets back in the car. The guy with him's like, "Oh, that was really nice of you. You helped that pig." He says, "No, that was really selfish of me. I only helped the pig because I would have been upset if the pig had died." Like, we are so inwardly concerned about ourselves. Yes, we do good things, but we only do them for our own benefit most of the time.
Okay, well,
Whereas
I don't do this
Christianity
live for my
breaks
benefit.
that.
I don't even enjoy this.
But Christianity breaks that. It does
No, it
cause
don't.
people to do things. It does. People do
No,
things for
Christianity
other
causes
people.
good people to do bad stuff, is what it causes.
That may also be a result, but the core
That's what I'm
problem
saying.
that
It doesn't do
humanity
anybody
doesn't
good if
do.
it can work both ways. It's not good. It's
Okay,
just a
but
big bad ideology.
it's not perfect, but it's better.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be
Because
perfect,
the
isn't it?
alternative is, whether or not it's supposed to be perfect is not really what I'm doing here, right? What I'm saying is
Well,
that it's more beneficial for you, more beneficial for society as a whole. Maybe not even for each individual. For some individuals, it might not be more beneficial,
no, I
but for
disagree. I think
society as a
freedom and
whole,
flourishing and being somewhat selfish to make yourself happy ultimately leads to the happiness of everybody else. And that's what I think ought to be being done. That's why we need to get away from
human beings,
Christianity.
human beings don't even desire freedom for the most part. They
Yes, they
desire
do.
very limited amounts of, no, they desire very limited amounts of freedom. And once they have
Well,
too much
no, no,
freedom, they
no.
start to freak out.
Christians don't desire freedom. Christians want to be, and probably maybe even need to be, in some cases, just told what to do without thinking for themselves because they're just not capable. So maybe it's better for them. But there are plenty of people who are want that freedom and are perfectly willing to think through their own problems and accept their own responsibility for their own things. And I'm one of those. And there's a whole bunch of people like that. You should join us.
No, no, no. If you go to any society throughout the entire earth, you will find leadership, you'll find structure, you'll find rules. Human beings do not desire freedom. Every society in the history of
Yes,
man
they do.
proves that.
Even
They desire
Christians want freedom
leadership.
to be a Christian how they want to do it, but they still want to submit their own will. But you want to be free to do that.
Yes,
Like
human beings
flourishing
desire a
requires freedom.
limited
Like you can't be
amount of
smushed
freedom.
down and expect flourishing to happen. So I mean, you need freedom. Like the American ideals are built on freedom to pursue
Yes,
what makes you happy, to pursue life.
a
Christianity is not
limited.
about that. Christianity is about suffering and going and dying for this cause. Is what
You're
it's
talking
about.
about you're talking about limited freedom. Human beings do desire limited freedom, but they do not desire total freedom. They do not.
Well, I don't know what total freedom means. Like total freedom is if you're trapped on a desert island by yourself and you can do whatever you want. That would be like true
Freedom from
freedom.
rules, freedom from
Well, we have
laws,
to live
freedom
in a
from
society, but I
structures.
mean, free to live your life how you want to live your life. That's what I'm talking about.
You're not free to live your life the way you want to live your life. You cannot go unalive somebody without getting in trouble.
I don't want to go unalive anybody.
Okay, but you're not free.
I am free.
And you don't desire that, which you shouldn't. I don't desire it either. I would like for
I'm
people
not
to
talking
be
about
discouraged
freedom to
from
commit
unaliving.
any evil you want to commit on other people. That's not what we're talking about here. That's why I said that would be like being trapped on an island or some shit. Like that's just a lawless society. That's not the same. I'm talking about the freedom to be who you want to be and do what you want to do and enact your own will and not the will of this barbarian of a deity here.
But in that sentence alone, you're not free. Like, you want the freedom to do what you want to do, but you are not free to do what you want to do, and you're okay with that. You just said that.
I am free to do what I want to do.
Do you think it should be illegal to unalive somebody?
Yes.
What if somebody wants to do that?
What if somebody don't want to do that?
Okay, that's not the person I'm talking about. The person who wants to do that is no longer
Then it's
free
not the
under
same
you.
thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about freedom to do what you want to do. I'm not talking about harming other people. I'm just talking about living your life the way you want to live your life. That don't
But if
involve
somebody
harming
wants
other
to
people.
do that,
That's because we live in a
so you're taking
society.
away their freedom.
Freedom of a society.
So you believe in
No.
limited freedom, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where we come back to Christianity is good for most people.
Christianity don't care about freedom in no aspect at all. It's about submitting your will to enact the will of someone else. It's about slavery, 100%. You have signed up to be a slave.
It's about limited freedom, the same as your governmental structure.
Okay, whatever.
Which you agree is necessary.
Sure.
Right. So that's where the argument would come in that Christianity is good for most people, not all people.
It's not necessary good for anybody, I don't think.
Well, it's good for people who want to go unalive somebody and they have no structure stopping them from doing so.
The law stops people from doing that. If anything's going to stop them, the book hadn't stopped nobody from doing it. And the book says in many cases you can go kill people. So which one are we going with?
All right. It's obviously one of the 10 commandments not to unalive somebody, right? You're being disingenuous just because
thou
people
shalt not
have
murder.
Yes.
That's unjustified killing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Bible gives you a whole lot of reasons that are justified to kill people. It's not about not killing, it's about not murdering. And the Bible says, for example, when someone entices you to other gods, you are supposed to kill them, whether it is your mother, your father, your son, or your daughter, or your most intimate friend. You're supposed to kill them.
So if I come into your house and I start just beating on let's say you have a daughter that's 5 years old and I just start beating on her, you don't think that you should unalive me? You wouldn't want to unalive me.
No, I probably wouldn't kill you for that, but I would definitely stop you.
Well, I'm not stopping. No matter what you do, I'm not stopping. I'm just beating your daughter.
Yeah, then I would kill you.
Your choices are exactly. So there's justifiable.
Would that be justified?
Right? So there's
exactly. Yes. That's what I'm saying. The Bible gives you justified reasons to kill people. Listen, it doesn't just say don't kill anybody ever for any reason. You realize that, right?
Yes, and you're giving yourself justified
exactly.
reasons. So I'm saying, why is that an issue?
That if someone, hold on, would it be right if someone enticed you to other gods and you killed them for that?
That is not Christian. That's Judaism.
It is Christian. God says to kill. It is a command of God to kill anyone that entices you to other gods. It says your hand will be the first against them. Show them no pity or compassion. That's what God ordered you to do.
All right, what's the verse? I always try to avoid the Bible with atheists because it's a circle.
Deuteronomy 13. You want me to put it on
Deuteronomy, that's the old law. Jesus said the old law is done. That's the old law. That's Jewish law.
Jesus never said the old law is done. He said it'll be done when heaven and earth pass away.
He said, I came to fulfill the law. Through him, we are free from the law.
Bob, can I just ask you, because I think everybody in the comments is probably wondering this. I know that I am. Like, what is your view of the God in the Old Testament? Like, when he gives laws, can he give laws that are immoral?
It depends. That's a different debate. It's a different philosophical debate. So it depends on if you believe that God is the embodiment of moral good.
I'm asking you.
In my opinion,
your lights, yeah.
I'd have to think more about that and analyze it.
Okay, because I think that the problem here is that, like, Ape is pointing to laws that think you would agree are atrocious.
Right, but when you just take Old Testament law and apply it to Christians, that's disingenuous because we already know that Christians don't.
Well, that's why I asked the question. That's because it's not a
God
question.
You worship.
Yeah, it's not a question of if it was to you, right? It's a question of, can God give a command that says you can own people as property and pass them on as inheritance to your children.
So if the question is, can God do so, then under the presumption that we believe God is the creator of all things and is omnipresent, omnipotent, then yes, he has a right to do with his creations as he pleases. If I
Okay,
create a
so
car, I have every right to go crash it.
Bob, because I feel like you're being a little disingenuous with your answer. So let's drill down into that if you're not. So can God give a law that says you can murder your neighbor every second Tuesday of the month for fun?
If we agree that everything is created by God, then yes.
Okay, so you're just saying that God could, it's logically possible that God could do that. So let me ask with greater precision then. Would it be a moral problem if God, for you, if God gave a law that said you may murder your neighbor for fun every second Tuesday of the month?
I wouldn't understand why he gave that law at all. Yeah.
Right. I mean, but it would be a problem, right? For you.
Yeah, I could see issues with that specific law with no further
Why?
context, just
Why would that
to
be an
have fun.
issue?
Because we shouldn't be unaliving people for fun, right?
Well,
That's
wait
not
a
a good
second. Now,
reason.
you just said we, and this is where I'm getting confused, right? Because if that law were in the Hebrew Bible, right, to the Israelites saying you can unalive your neighbor for fun every second Tuesday of the month,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't respond to that with, yeah, but that wasn't to us, that was to them, right? That wouldn't solve the issue for you, right?
Okay, okay, I understand what you're saying, but if you've got an issue with the Jewish text, you should probably address Jewish people because Christians have explicitly
Right, but
been
I'm
taken
asking
out of
you
that.
by your lights, and it sounded like you by your lights would think that's a moral problem because my God can't command something like that.
I would think that that is a moral problem, yes, to
Okay,
just say
so
go unalive somebody
this
for
isn't a
fun.
question of like whose text it is or who the law is to. It's a question of God's giving what seems to be by everybody's lights to be an immoral command.
Well, the laws of the Old Testament were it's a design structure where human beings had to go through the law of the Old Testament to get to the New Testament, right?
I don't know what
We
that
had to
means.
The Old Testament was designed to prove to us that we are bad,
Yeah,
essentially.
that's a New Testament theological conception, something that's not borne
Yes.
out by the data in the Hebrew Bible.
Okay, from a Jewish perspective, obviously that's
No,
not
no,
true.
no, no, no,
Yes.
no. For not a Jewish perspective, from the original context of the text, from an academic perspective.
There's no Hebrew New Testament. It was written in
I didn't
Greek.
say there was a Hebrew New Testament. I don't know why
Okay,
you said
so
that, Bob.
because you said the Hebrew Bible.
Do you know what the Hebrew
So
Well, even
Bible
in the New
is?
Testament, it says you have to keep these commands. So
in the New Testament, it says to keep Jesus's commands.
in the New Testament, it says to keep God's commands.
Yes. And God
So,
came himself and gave us a different commandment,
He did.
right?
What are the two commands that Jesus gave? The big ones.
To love thy neighbor as you love yourself.
Where's that from?
I don't have my Bible right now.
No,
it's
That's
no,
from
no.
it's
Leviticus.
Yeah, it comes from Leviticus 19. What about the other one?
I can't remember the other one. I'm
It's
sorry.
Love the Lord your
Deuteronomy.
God, right? It's Deuteronomy 6.
Yes.
So both
Yeah.
of those are from the Mosaic Law.
Yeah.
They're not
He
new.
didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're not. What's morally incorrect about those two laws?
I didn't say anything
yeah,
about it being morally correct.
yeah, but that was
Incorrect.
for them, not for you, right, Bob?
He gave those laws to Christians,
No, 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 no. He gave that law to the Israelites. That's what you said about the law from Deuteronomy. You said we don't
and
have to
then
do
he
that. That's
and then he gave it again to Christians.
Yeah, but he
no.
said that all the law and the prophets hangs on those two commands.
Yes.
Not, you don't have to worry about all the other ones.
So he's basically saying that human beings have shown to God that they do not understand his commands, and he's simplified them in two commands and said, if you
Well,
follow these two commands, you will follow.
if he simplified them, Bob, that means they're still applicable. They're just in a simplified form. So then you can't have God giving an immoral command because then you'd have a simplified immoral command.
Well,
right?
let's use the command that God actually gave instead of
Okay.
using
He said
kill
you
your
can own other
neighbor every
people's
Tuesday.
property and pass them on as inheritance to your children after you.
Okay, and what was the context, right? What were the people that he was saying they could own his property? What had they done?
Nothing.
Why were they in that situation? They weren't
They're
Canaanites.
foreigners. They're foreigners. No, they're not Canaanites. They're foreigners.
And there was no context whatsoever. So
I
can
didn't
I
say
have the
there wasn't any
verse?
context. I don't even know what that means. There's no context, Bob.
What's the context?
It's
Why would
Leviticus
he just
25, 44 to 46. Do you want me to explain the context of Leviticus 25?
Yeah, I can go look at Leviticus 25 and read the entirety of it instead
Okay,
of
I'll
just the
explain it to you and you can
bullet
tell me
point.
how it helps you with owning other people as property and making it moral. So in Leviticus 25, the text is talking about Jubilee primarily and giving the land every seventh year a Sabbath rest, and then every 7 cycles of that in the 50th year, giving the land another year of rest and declaring a Jubilee where all Israelites are released from their debts. All Israelite slaves are released. All land that's been sold, that's inheritable property, is given back to the people that sold it. Then the text, starting down around verse 25, starts to talk about how if an Israelite starts to fall into poverty, here are the things that other Israelites are supposed to do in order to help them. So if they have to sell off their land, they're supposed to give them a fair price for that. If they still can't make ends meet, they're supposed to give them loans at no cost. And then if they still can't make ends meet and they have to sell themselves as slaves, the Israelites are not supposed to make other Israelites serve as slaves, but as hired workers instead. And then the text says they need to be released in the Jubilee. Then in the midst of that, verse 44 says, now, as for your male and female slaves, whom you may have, it is from the nations around you that you may purchase male and female slaves. You may also purchase temporary residents that are living in the land with you and from their families who have been born in your land, and they will become your property. You may pass them on as inheritance to your children after you and make them serve as slaves forever, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites with violence. And then finally, and I'll shut up, but the end of the chapter is 47 to 55, which talks about a scenario in which a foreigner, one of these foreigners that's living in the land with them, a Toshav, becomes wealthy, so wealthy that he or she is, he here, is able to purchase an Israelite as a slave. And what does the law say? How is that? Oh, that's fantastic, sweetheart. Sorry. That an Israelite is supposed to go and redeem that fellow Israelite back as soon as they can. But that's what the context of Leviticus 25 is.
Okay, so the Jewish law was given to whom?
Bob, if I just explained all that and then you don't explain how the context helps you
I'm getting
understand
there.
that, okay,
Wow.
Okay, perfect. But don't disappoint me, Bob. Don't disappoint me. Okay, the Mosaic law was given to the nation of Israel at Mount Sinai.
And who was the Christian law given to?
I don't know what the Christian law is. I don't know what that means.
Who is Christianity brought to? Who did Jesus say he's preaching to?
Jews.
All the world.
Only the house of Israel is who Jesus says he came for.
No, Jesus came to preach the word to all the world.
Jesus
and he
says,
tells
I
his
came
disciples,
only for the house of Israel.
Who does he tell his disciples?
He specifically tells the disciples not to go out to a town of the Gentiles or Samaritans.
Yeah, you recognize that Jesus' message is not...
Go into all the world and preach the good news.
Right, that's Matthew 28, 19 to 20, but you recognize that that's going through Israel, right?
Yes,
like
through
it's not that Israel is being set aside. It's that Israel
to the whole
is
world.
the one through whom the world is supposed to come.
Okay, but then what does that mean about the law you just gave? That means that all people are now under Christian law, which means you could enslave nobody.
I don't understand what that means. So first of all, let's just grant. Hold on, Bob. Oh. Let's grant your interpretation of that. The early church had no idea about that. They totally missed it. If that's true, they totally missed it.
Okay. If we're talking about contention with the church, I'm all on board.
No, Bob. It's not a contention of the church, right? I'm saying that if your interpretation is the correct one, then you would have to explain why everyone in the early church, including Paul, missed it.
I mean, the early church didn't understand so many things that Corinthians is a book.
Did Paul understand those things?
Not to the extent that Jesus did. And he states
Jesus
that
seems
multiple
to have
times in
missed it.
Corinthians.
I
Jesus
just don't
seems to have
understand where
missed it.
you're saying that Jesus said no more slavery.
Because if Christianity is brought to all the world and everybody is allowed to be a Christian, you don't have to be an Israelite to be Christian, then all of the
Oh, no,
world
sir. The
can be
Bible
free from
says
slavery.
Christians can have slaves and Christians can be slaves. It says both of those.
It gives laws for if you have slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, but it says
To treat
Christians
them
can own
not
other
bad.
Christians as slaves. This is talking about a Christian welcoming in other Christians who are their slaves.
Yet you recognize
Where
that
is that?
from the early church, like we have slave collars that have the hero on them.
What's that verse that says Christians go have slaves?
That's from Philemon. That's what he's talking about.
He's talking about Old Testament. I'm asking you, what's the Christian law that says you can
Philemon's
have
the New
slaves?
Testament. That's Paul. He's telling another Christian who owns a Christian as a slave that he should accept this slave as a brother in Christ when he comes back because he ran away. He never says, hey,
Okay.
as a Christian, you're not supposed to own slaves.
So what would accepting them as a brother in Christ cause him to do? Not have him
Not
as a
kill him when he
slave.
gets back.
Not
kill
have
him
him
when he
as a
gets
slave.
back. He's a runaway slave.
I mean, my conclusion from that would be, okay, don't have him as a slave. He's now your brother. He's a different
Right. But the
status.
thing is, Bob, you understand that that's you, which is great. But what I'm saying is you would, I think, have to explain why neither Paul nor the early church, save for what, Gregory of Nyssa, I think maybe Basil of Caesarea, like nobody else saw this whole don't have slaves thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was also a different time, and people had slaves kind of regularly back then, whereas today we don't. And that
Well, how
transferred
come
over
Christians didn't
into
get
like
the
household
message that
servants.
when Christianity happened, there was not supposed to be slavery anymore?
There's a lot of things that we do wrong, a lot of things that Christians do wrong that they don't understand.
But why did Paul miss it? I think that's going to be a tough one for you.
Jesus missed it too.
Because
Right,
Paul is not, well, Jesus didn't miss it. He didn't really address
He
it,
did
right?
miss it.
Well,
He talks about
And
slaves all the time.
yeah, I mean, he uses slavery quite a bit.
Paul is not, like, Paul is just a man like you or me. So Paul is completely capable of making mistakes like you or me.
I'm confused. So when
Being
Paul
incorrect.
writes, First Corinthians, is that the inspired word of God? Is that God breathed?
Yeah, so the words written in the Bible are the inspired words of God, but everything he does in his life isn't the inspired actions of God. So
All
you
I'm
could say
talking
Paul had
about,
slaves, so
yeah,
blah blah blah. But
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the text.
yeah, and we've already discussed the text. As I would interpret that, that would be he's a brother now, and he's no longer your slave. He's a
Yeah, I
brother
don't
in
understand.
Christ.
So why is he
It
saying
doesn't say
slaves
that.
obey your masters?
Because all right, so if you look at modern day slavery, like what is the modern version of slavery? It's basically
Wait,
employment, and
listen,
it's
hold on. Now you're going somewhere else that I'm not going to like, and it's going to make my blood pressure go up a little bit. Are you, are you now saying, before we switch to that apologetic, are you now saying that the New Testament, you agree, the New Testament does not condemn the social institution of slavery and instead assumes it?
it would depend on your interpretation of slavery, I think, to a certain extent. Because
Okay. How do you define slavery? Because it sounds like that's just the direction we're moving.
so slavery in the past, people would do labor and be granted, the ability to sleep on the property, live on the property. They would typically get food, right? They would feed their slaves, clothe their slaves, give them a place to stay. And the
That's
modern
not,
equivalent,
yeah,
that's typically, yes,
that's
otherwise
not
your
how,
slaves would die.
yeah, that's not that's not in any way the constellation of characteristics that are utilized to define the social
So,
institution of slavery.
Right. It's somebody who is owned by somebody else, right?
That's
But
right.
it'd be disingenuous not to accept the fact that they do gain from this transaction a place to live, food to eat, and clothing. So it's not
Okay, but you
entirely free
wouldn't,
labor.
please, Bob, for the love of God, just so that I can protect your reputation on this app, please tell me that you are not somehow saying that that mitigates the ownership of property. Otherwise, you're going to have to say, yeah, but I mean, like the slaves in the antebellum South, I mean, my God, they got food and they got
No,
clothing and
no.
they got a place to stay.
I'm not saying you should have people as property, right?
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
I'm
I'm here for
I'm
you,
just
man. I'm here
like
for you.
the
Don't
consensus of
scare
how
us, Bob.
slavery worked back then versus today, right? There's a massive shift because essentially today we're all slaves to our employers, whether we want to really admit that or not.
I don't understand what you're doing. So,
Without
like,
your
if we're
employer, do you
talking,
have a place to stay? Do you have clothes and do you have food?
right,
Oh
but
my
this
God.
the problem is that now what you're doing is you're equivocating on the meaning of a term, right? Like there are always things. If you know, like in a Venn diagram, you always have overlapping bits of the circles. But just because you have overlapping bits, it doesn't mean that you can go to any part of either circle and say, well, then these all, uh, like correlate. These are all applicable. So there are some fundamental differences between an employee and a slave. In fact, in that passage, Leviticus 25, there's a sharp contrast drawn between those two states that a human can find themselves in. It says to the Israelites, you are not allowed to make another Israelite serve as an eved, as a slave. Instead, you have to treat him as a hired worker, completely different Hebrew word.
Okay, well that's interesting. See, my initial thought was that they didn't that back in the day they were using slavery essentially in a similar manner that we're using employment today, just
Oh, no.
with less freedoms.
No, there were like there's a really fascinating period of ancient Near Eastern history called the Old Assyrian period in the late 20th, early 19th centuries, where you have all this documentation about traders that are leaving the area now as like northern Iraq and traveling with tin and textiles via donkey caravans to sell them in Anatolia. Right. There's a big business. I mean, like, this is what people did. Yeah. So, no, slavery is its whole separate thing, and it was still owning people as property.
I'm thinking, sorry. I don't want to speak before I
No,
think
you're
about
good,
what I'm
man.
saying a
You're
little
good.
bit. There are
Not to
people in the
mention,
world.
sorry. I was going to say,
There
back
are
to an
people.
earlier point, when the new covenant is formed in the Old Testament, it actually gets extended to everyone, including foreigners. So if you want to get to God and obey his covenant, you have to keep his commands, whether you're a foreigner or an Israelite. So it really goes out to everybody.
I mean, the original point is the one I'm more interested in debating. I hate going back and forth about the Bible with atheists because they just pick out the bad stuff and then they harp on it for the entire
Wait
conversation.
a second. Like
Oh, man.
that's not what I've done here. Come on.
Well,
Come
what
on,
good
Bob.
part of the Bible have you told me? Because you
Well,
know they're in there.
sure. I mean, like, this is like saying, if you were trying to defend the new Assyrian Empire, right, and saying the new Assyrian Empire is a great empire that we should live by. Of course, if I'm arguing with you about that, I'm going to be pointing out, hey, like, look at this text by Shamanizer III, where it says that he, on orders from Asher, is like slashing open pregnant women's bellies. Like of course you're going to talk about that because that's the point. But if you're going to let go of the Hebrew Bible or the biblical text as a moral grounding or something, then yeah, sure. Just like in the Epic of Gilgamesh or, the Neo-Assyrian royal inscriptions, we can talk about all the great stuff. But like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a
My
dumb thing to
original
say,
point
Bob,
was
because it's
that,
like, what are we going to, this is how we
well, I
get through the
haven't
Bible. You
insulted
go,
you at all.
okay,
I'm just trying
rape,
to have a
some
respectful
murder, God kills
conversation.
babies, God kills babies again. Here's some more rape. Oh, here's a good part. God says to love your neighbor.
It's not, that's disingenuous. You know, there's a
No,
lot
it's
more good
not.
in there All right.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
there
it's
is.
not disingenuous
That's
at all.
disingenuous. Yes,
No,
it
it's not.
is.
No, it's
And
not.
so the original point that I made, right, was that society, on a majority basis, there are individuals who would be fine, but on a majority basis is better off with Christianity because of the good things in there, not because of the couple of bad things.
Good things like love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
All right, well, that's from Leviticus 19. So if we leave Leviticus 19, then we'll just flip a few chapters, then we can own people as property. So how do we?
Well, Leviticus is a
Which
book of
parts are we
laws. You're
supposed
going
to
to
go
find
by?
good and bad all throughout it.
Right, but
You don't
that's
agree
I
with all the
think
laws.
that's the material point, Bob. Like, so that law that you're talking about in the middle of Leviticus 19, just a couple verses later, the text says if a man has sexual intercourse with a female slave who has been betrothed to another man but has not yet been freed, right? Then here's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to take a ram for a guilt offering and go up to the tabernacle and offer it. Like this normally, what would happen with a person who is a woman who is betrothed, if a man commits it, that's what that is committing adultery with her. If he does that, he's supposed to be unalived. But she's a slave, so
Okay, but I'm
it's
talking
not.
about New Testament law is good for most people.
There
You
is,
guys are just keep
there's
bringing up
no
Old
new
Testament.
commandments, right? It even says that. John says there is no new commandment. I'm writing you with an old commandment. We just need to bring that back. There is no new commandments.
They were redefined and understood better in the New Testament. But
Here, John. Here, I'm going to read it to you. John says, "Beloved, I am writing you with no new commandment, but an old commandment that you have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word that you have heard." See what it's saying.
yeah, I get that. But I'm saying that New Testament law is good for the majority of people.
There is
And if you
no
follow
New
New Testament
Testament
law,
law.
yes,
It's
there is.
all
So
Old
what did
Testament
Jesus
law
say?
reiterated
What did
in
Jesus
New
say when they were
Testaments.
stoning the woman who committed adultery?
He said, "Let the one who don't have sin throw the first stone."
Right, and nobody threw the stone, right? And did
Right.
Jesus
Did
throw
he
a
say
stone?
don't
Did
throw the
Jesus
stone?
throw
Did
did
he say
Jesus throw
don't
a
throw the
stone?
stone?
Did
Did
he
he say
throw a
don't
stone?
throw the stone?
He is without sin. He said, "You without sin throw the
Yeah, and he
stone."
broke the law by not stoning her, even though it was an illegal proceeding to begin with.
No, he showed them how we should act. Jesus was set as an
No.
example of how we should
The
act.
whole thing was a
Yes.
setup. It was not even legal. The law says that if you bring a woman forward for adultery, you also have to bring the man. There was no man there. You can't
That's
just
not the
bring a
point.
woman
The
and say,
point
"Hey, we
is
have to stone
Jesus
her.
was
She's
without
adulterous."
sin.
That's not how the law
Jesus was
works.
without
And Jesus,
sin. He did not throw the
he
stone.
broke the law. He caused them to sin by not stoning her to death because the law says you have to stone them to death.
He is
It's not an
God. He can't
option. You
call
have to
them
do
to
it. If you
sin.
don't do it, you're breaking the law.
That's Old Testament. He is teaching us the new way of doing things. That's why he was here.
The
He's
new
not
way
breaking the
of
law.
doing
He's
things is
showing us
not to
how we
sin
do it.
and break the law, and that's not even a real story. That's added in Latin text 500 years after the fact. It's not even a real Bible story.
That's why I don't debate the Bible, because you guys always just think, oh, that one's invalid, that one's not, that one doesn't matter.
But it's not, and we can actually prove it, though, is the problem here.
Is
So
it
you
in the
can,
Christian
just
text today?
disregard it in your
Is it
mind
in
because
the
you don't like
Christian
that
text
atheists
today?
bring it up, but it's still a valid point.
Is it in the Christian text today?
Yeah, it's in the gospel today, yeah.
Am I making the
Was it in the
argument that
gospel?
only the
Hey,
laws,
was
am I
it
making the
in the
argument
gospel when
that only
Jesus
the
was
laws
giving his
written in
sermon?
Greek? Have I made the
Was it
argument
in
that
the
only
law
the
when
laws
Jesus
given in
talked,
Greek?
or did people add it in there later?
Am I making the argument that we should only follow the rules that were originally written in Greek and Hebrew? Or am I
You're
making the
making the
argument that
laws that this
Christianity
says it in the
today,
Bible, so it must be true now.
or am I making the argument that Christianity as it is today is a good rule set for people to
All
follow?
right, so it got changed to something else, and now it's good. Is that your argument now?
That's not my argument. You're twisting words, right? My argument
I'm
is that
asking you the
Christianity
question,
today,
is that your argument now? I didn't twist anything. I asked you for clarification.
my argument has not changed. Christianity as we have
Okay.
it today is beneficial for
So
most
now
people.
it's as we have it today, right?
Sure, I will clarify
Okay.
that.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. That's fine. I get it. The problem is, it still says a bunch of awful shit. So Christianity today is still what we got here, whether that story's in there or not. And it doesn't say you don't have to keep the law anymore.
So if Jesus gave you two laws and he said love thy neighbor as you love yourself, would you have a slave?
No.
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 There you go. There you go.
Well, why did the other neighbors still have slaves then, Bob?
That's irrelevant to me. That's irrelevant to me. My point is that Christianity, I'm not here to defend
is it because
the
it blows
past
your point out of the water?
No, because I'm not here to defend the past actions of people from XYZ years ago.
So you don't keep the commands of God, do you?
I just asked you about a command of God, and I said, if you love thy neighbor as you love yourself, would you have a slave?
So why do I have to keep that command, but not the command that says I can own slaves if I want to?
He gave you two specific commands. Jesus gave you two specific commands in the New Testament.
No, he says these are the greatest two commands, not these are the only two commands. You're twisting Jesus's words.
I said he gave you two. I didn't say he said they were the only.
These are the two greatest commands, doesn't he?
That he gave. He gave two.
Okay, so those are the two greatest commands. Are you pretending those are the only two commands?
No, I'm pretending that Jesus said, if you follow these commands,
that says to kill people when they entice you to other gods, and you can own other people's property. What about those?
Did Jesus not say, if you follow strictly these two commands, you will be in line with my word?
He says you can encompass them all with these two. The problem is you don't seem to understand that owning another person wasn't acting outside of that in the Bible.
I don't need to worry about any of the other commands because those
it says
two
love
alone
your neighbor
will
as
make
yourself,
me a good Christian.
And it also says you can own your neighbor.
I have two commands to worry about.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks
love
for coming
thy neighbor
up,
as
but,
love yourself.
You're not even kind of being honest anymore, so it's just looking pretty sad.
I mean, there's two commands.
Yeah. All right. Well. It's amazing that Christians just take one fucking sentence and run the fuck away with that shit, buddy. I mean, they take it and hold it, and they're like, this is it. This is how it is. There's no more. But what really impresses me about Christians is that they will disregard chapter after chapter after chapter after chapter for one fucking sentence. They'll be like, well, this sentence says this. So all those chapters and all those laws and God saying over and over and over and over again that it's this way gets disregarded because there's a sentence right here that backs me up. That's wow. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. Anyway, let's see here. All right, well, if there's any Christians out there who debate atheists, then come on up and debate a real live atheist here today. We can talk about whatever aspect of Christianity you want to talk about. Where are we at here? Hour and 20 minutes. Actually, I'll give it about 5 minutes, and I think we'll do a reset and the topic change. Yeah. Yeah, you can be like, is it ever okay to murder babies and rape women? And they're like, it depends on the context. Yeah, okay. Like, damn, Christians are scary sometimes, man. Really scary. Anyway, if you're a Christian out there and you debate real live atheists, then come on up. Let's debate something about Christianity here. Man. I was bringing up Jeremiah 22:30. Was that about Jeconiah? Yeah, it's actually been pretty good, but Cam, but it has been a little kind of weird too lately. The last couple of days have been a little off compared to usual, it seems like. Yeah, it does suck when it's slow though. But mine's almost always the same. Like, I usually get super high engagement for like a hour to 2 hours, and then it just kind of dies for me. Maybe it's just because I usually only do 2 hours, but it probably got something to do with it. But yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes it really just depends. And then other times it's TikTok being fucking weird. Like sometimes I think about it and it's like what brings in the engagement? Like this topic. But like you watch other lives and they'll have just like a crazy, silly or contentious topic and there's just one people. I think it just depends. So I don't know, it's really hard to say. But I don't know. I do think the topic and backgrounds matter, but at the same time, you can't tell sometimes. But then other time, the algorithm's saying it's moving a lot, but it's not doing shit. And then other times it's the opposite. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Who can tell? Who can tell? Usually, though, overall, I never really have much of a problem when it comes down to it. Like, even on the slow days, we still end up having pretty decent engagement, I feel like. So, I guess it's all right. But some days definitely are rougher than others. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if there's any Christians out there that debate real live atheists, then come on up. This has actually been a good topic here, Cam. It's brought several folks in today. It's pretty neat. But anyway, I think I might do a, let's see. We'll give it like a few more minutes and see. Oh, wait. Here we go. So far, like, it's been pretty good. Let me invite Charlie back up here. He was requesting up earlier. Charlie, I saw you in the comments there, but if you want to come up, I saw you requesting earlier if you still want to talk. Let me invite you back up before I try to reset and change the topic again. Like right now. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried a lot of different stuff with when it comes to topics, and it's really hard to fucking tell, to be honest. Some people run the same ones every time, always, and just always seem to get good engagement. And then, well, you know, some days are really good and some days aren't. I guess it depends. I don't know. Who knows this shit? Let me just stay on here. Anyway, if any Christians out there want to debate a real live atheist, then, you know, we're wondering if y'all do that. I guess y'all do. Oh, yeah, that is the kind of seems how it works. But how does other people keep the same, like literally the same ones, like Jaron, Christ before Jesus? Literally the same thing all the time, all day, engagement all the time. So he manifests right there. So it can't just be that. But I mean, maybe, like, logically, you would think that has something to do with it, though. Like, just cycling through people, at least at that time. Like, they say, oh, he's been doing that one for a week now, or something like that. But then again, I don't know. I don't know, man. Hard to say. Hard to say. Yeah. I'll say. There's a Titan on the YouTubes now, too, so. That's what I need to do. I need to figure out how to dual stream on YouTube, too. So that way you can direct them over from there to here. I think that makes a big difference, too. It probably would, I feel like. But I never figured out how to do it. And it wasn't from a lack of trying. I'm just doing. I watch videos and everything, and I couldn't figure it out. I feel like I kind of need to see it, too. Like, I don't know how to operate it and stuff. Like, maybe that's what I was missing. Anyway, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I've got all that. I've got OBS and stuff. And I figured some basic stuff about OBS out, but I couldn't figure out how to do the key things, and then like how do you even like? I couldn't figure out how to navigate it. Nobody actually showed me that. Is I guess my problem. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I actually talked to a guardless engineer, and I think he's going to show me how to do it. Oops, Charlie, I tried to accept you there. About to say, I'm gonna do a reset here in a second. I'm gonna go to a different topic. Or a straightforward topic, I meant. Yeah, here in a minute I'm gonna do a reset, and we're putting up the America would be better off without Christianity topic. I've noticed changing the header every now and then seems to make a difference too. And I haven't done that a few times. Damn it, this thing's making my shonks thing is making my ear sore.
You just said something that made me you made me think of Dr. Blitz. Whenever he puts his hair down, everyone goes nuts. So maybe that is what it is.
I've tried that. That does seem to have, now that you mentioned that, that's so weird. Oh, okay.
Let's try it. Let's try it. It can't hurt, right?
Yeah, I guess. Hold on, let me. It's still clumpy because I took a shower earlier. Damn, it's still a little wet. Let me dry it off good enough. All right, am I beautiful?
Oh, always. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Look at you, Rapunzel. Rapunzel let down her hair.
So I need someone to play with it. Just a random person to stand over here and brush my hair.
Just on the side, twirling it in their finger.
Slow brush. With one of those whalebone combs.
Yeah, see, fabulous. All right, now let's see if we go up a little bit. Y'all, don't forget to share us out.
I'm telling you. Yeah, we'll give it a couple more minutes now that we have the main idea going.
We got one more. Two more. Look at us go. Look at us go.
That's right. Look there. Somebody requesting up. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, look at us go.
It might be a troll, but we'll see. Hey, guest, are you there? New guest?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey there, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Oh shit, maybe it worked. Well,
all right, you can put me down. You can put me down.
Oh gosh.
It worked.
Ain't that wild. Anyway, what would you like to debate with a real live atheist today?
All right. Well, first of all, why come you don't believe in Christ?
I just don't think it's true. It doesn't line up with history or some theology. It contradicts itself. It's written as fiction, I think.
Okay. So can you tell me the contradiction part, if you don't mind?
Well, there's a bunch of them. I just mean, like, in the entire story, you can tell it's being made up. Like, just for example, Matthew and Luke are the only two gospels that give a birth narrative of Jesus. And Matthew says that Jesus is born during the lifetime of Herod the Great. And Luke says Jesus is born during the census of Quirinius. So either one of those is false or they're both false, because Herod died 10 years before that census. So Jesus can't have been born in those two times. And how I know they're both making the stories up and they're both wrong is that there's not even an actual prophecy about the virgin birth of a Messiah in the Old Testament. It doesn't exist. So I know they're both making the stories up, which leads me to believe it's all made up. So. You're breaking up really, really bad, guest. I can't hear you at all. He's not showing a bad signal. Oh shit. Yeah, he had a really bad signal there. It wasn't showing up for a second there, but it popped up and then it just dropped. I was like, oh shit. Anyway, grab some Wi-Fi or something there, guest, and request back up, please. Well, apparently having your hair down is the key to success and engagement on TikTok. These damn shock things are making my ears sore, but they don't usually. I wonder why they are today. Ow. Is Jaron still here? Let me look. He's been popping in and out this morning. If y'all didn't know, I'm the one who influenced his either new book or section in his new book about human sacrifice in the Bible. So me and him need to get together and we need to do like a dual topic on did the Bible condone or does God command human sacrifice or something like that. Wouldn't that be neat, y'all? Would y'all like to see that? Wouldn't that be neat? Yeah, he even said he's going to mention me in the, what is this? Yeah, sorry, I got a message there from a client. We'll get to. Oh, here's Charlie. Maybe Charlie's here. Hey, Charlie, you there? Charlie?
Yeah, give me 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you're good. Go ahead, man. He might have a bad signal, so I requested up earlier, but. These requests are flying in and out like I can barely monitor them. Good morning, Kim.
Hello.
Hey, what's up,
Hello.
Charlie?
How are you?
You're a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Cool. Yeah. So, I think you've been listening to her for a little while. You want to talk about something specific already, or?
Yeah. Look, Joshua Bowen knows, has read the Bible. Obviously, knows about the Bible, but find they can tend to be disingenuous in different discussions he has with different people, depending on their knowledge. So, if someone has knowledge of the historical context, he'll change his perspective. If someone doesn't have knowledge, then he'll change his perspective again, because Joshua knows clearly that Christians don't follow the Old Testament, but he continues to pivot to the Old Testament as if Christians do follow the Old Testament. We know from Christian history, since for 2,000 years, the Christians haven't followed the laws of the Old Testament. We can't follow the 600 laws because, for one, there's no new temple, so we literally can't follow the Old Testament. But clearly in Hebrews 8, it literally says that the Old Testament, there's a new covenant. In Hebrews 8, and it's a very important chapter, it says the main theme is that Jesus is the new mediator of a new and better covenant, right? So, in relation to the first part, which is basically 6 to 9, the old covenant was good, but it cannot bring people to perfection because of human sinfulness. God foretold in Jeremiah 31:31 that he would make a new covenant, right? And would establish a new covenant. The new covenant in 10 to 12, God promises he would write his laws on people's hearts instead of merely on stones and tablets. And have a personal relationship with them and make himself known to them, and he will completely forgive their sins and remember them no more. So we know that,
are we
and it
in
says,
that covenant?
hang on, let me land the plane. So in the last part of that particular chapter, it says, it basically concludes that the old covenant is now obsolete, right? Because if there was no need for a new one, then the old one, so if there was a need for the old one, there'd be no need for a new one. So it basically says the old one is obsolete because God has fulfilled the old covenant, and his purpose is now complete. And that's why when people say, oh, but didn't Jesus say not a jot or tickle or the laws and the prophets? Well, the whole premise of that, and Christians know, and Christians have been following for 2,000 years, is that we know that he completed the laws and the prophet. Whilst we acknowledge that they exist and they shouldn't be destroyed or abolished because they were applicable for the time, we know as Christians, because that's what you're looking to debate right now, as Christians, we don't follow any of the example of the old law. We can take things from the Old Testament, like the Psalms, Proverbs, right?
So
we
you
can
don't
learn
keep the
things from it.
commandments?
Hang on. So we can
You've
learn
been
the
talking
old.
a long time, man. Are you ever going to get to the end?
Okay, so when you say, do we follow the old commandments, the 10 commandments, the reality is where Jesus Christ has reiterated a particular law, right, or commandment, it's applicable. Where he hasn't repeated it, then it's not applicable. For example, he said, "Thou shalt not murder." But I say, if you hate your brother, you have committed murder in your heart. So he's repeated it and given an example. So where he hasn't reiterated or brought in something new, then it's not applicable, because we know that a new covenant is applicable. Now we can learn things from the Old Testament. We can learn things not to do and things that were not appropriate and things that happened that maybe were disgusting, like Lot's daughters sleeping with him. But we know that that was for a young generation, right? That it's like, so we have examples.
God didn't mean those laws forever.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, hang on. Sorry, absolutely not. And the thing is,
so when God said that,
so we learn a lot.
Was he just mistaken or what?
No, because he literally wrote it. He literally told us that he would write a new covenant because he understood where the situation was going to be with the old covenant.
So we're in that covenant now, is what you're saying, right?
I'll just land this plane, just this one. We know.
You've been talking for like 5 minutes straight, man. I can't listen to another word. We're going to have an actual conversation here, if that's all right. So are we in this new covenant now?
Yes, we are in a new covenant.
So that means everyone knows God, from the least of them to the greatest. They all know me, right?
Well, that's not going to be completed until the very end, when everybody will know.
That's what happens in the new covenant.
Yeah, well, that will happen.
I'm looking at it right now.
What do you mean?
No longer shall they teach each other or say one another, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, says the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity and remember their sin no more.
Yeah, that's a prophecy.
Yeah, no. Well, it's the new covenant.
Yeah, but that's right. But he's saying this is this is part of the process and what will happen. So again, we know that we will.
So this hasn't happened yet.
What's that?
So they don't all know God yet, right?
Some people do.
Yeah, but this says they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest. They shall all know me. Again,
as I said to you, we're talking about a situation where...
Well, you said we're in the new covenant. So now I'm just trying to clarify, this is the covenant you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why isn't this happening?
For they will.
In the new covenant?
Read it out again.
It says, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, says the Lord.
For they shall. Exactly, for they shall, which is a future tense. Correct?
Yeah, when the new covenant is formed, it says, they shall all know me.
No, hang on. Where did you read the new covenant? That's when the new covenant.
Jeremiah 31. I went to it when you brought it up.
Yes.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. So I just said to you, so he's going to write a new covenant, right?
Yeah.
And then based on the fact that they shall continue and then finish the scenario, whereas obviously they will all have the knowledge of God.
Okay, so this hasn't happened yet.
What do you mean it hasn't happened? What are you talking about?
If this isn't happening, then we are not in this new covenant yet. Because God says when I form this new covenant, all this stuff is going to happen.
Would you like me to read you out Hebrews again?
I don't need to read Hebrews. You brought up Jeremiah 31, the new covenant.
Because
that's what I'm looking at.
Brother, can you track or not?
I'm looking at Jeremiah 31 right now.
I just said to you, this is really difficult with people who just don't listen. Yeah. I said to you, in Hebrews, it references Jeremiah 31:31. So I said to you, so why are you now focusing on the Old Testament again when I just told you?
Why am I focusing on the new covenant you was talking about?
Because
that your question?
Because I just read you Hebrews 8.
You're talking
which
about
references,
Christians in a new covenant, right?
Yes.
I'm not confused on that, right? That's what we're talking about here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in Jeremiah 31, he forms this new covenant with Israel. How is this not relevant right now?
No. But listen to what I said. Did you remember what I said at the beginning? I said Joshua. Yeah. So well, clearly you didn't hear it all. I said to you, Joshua is disingenuous because he knows full well that Christians for 2,000 years have been following a new covenant. Right? We don't follow the laws of the Old Testament.
It's not being disingenuous.
It is, because he knows, and because he knew that person didn't know that, he just conveniently skipped that. That's why I said.
You're telling me the Christian didn't know that they was what?
Yeah, because not everyone understands the Bible and reads the whole thing. That's why. So this is what happens.
Well, if they didn't read the Bible, they shouldn't argue about it.
Yeah, well, I agree, but that's not the point. The point is. Yeah,
well,
but the point is,
I've read it and I know.
Yeah, but the point is if you're going to be, but the point is if you're going to talk about something, then you need to talk about something and be consistent in your message, even if you're talking to somebody who doesn't completely understand it.
So can we just read the actual
so what I said to you?
Would that be okay?
No. Again, I'll just go back to the initial point. No, because we're going to pivot. We're pivoting. Because when I said to you is,
I'm trying to pivot to the actual new covenant that you brought up.
Again, what was the premise? Why did I bring that up? Why did I bring it up?
Because you was trying to say Christians weren't under the old covenant.
Steal my position.
Your position is you're not under the old covenant, right?
No, wasn't my whole message.
Then why did you go on a diatribe about the old covenant's gone and we're in the new covenant in Jeremiah 31?
You only got part of what I said. So steal man everything I said. If you can't steel man what I said, then let me repeat it so that you are clear on
it. Repeat it. I asked you for clarification. I said, this is what we're talking about, right? And you said yes.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember
that part of our conversation?
So I just said to you, I'll reiterate it. So Joshua knew that Christians currently, right, and for 2,000 years, have been following a new covenant. Okay? Why are you doing that for?
What? Charlie?
You know when somebody is really struggling in their position, they have to start being silly. It's okay. Okay. It's okay.
Okay, so again, do you remember the part of the conversation where I brought up and asked you, are we referring to this new covenant right here? Is that what we're talking about? I said that specifically, and you said yes. Do you recall that?
Why did we talk about the new covenant?
Do I got to pull the fart noises out again?
Why did we bring up the new covenant?
Because you said it got you out of the old one, and we're not under those laws anymore.
Yeah, and why? But why did I initially bring it up?
I'm trying to show you that in the new covenant that you're either not in this, or it didn't apply to you, or you got it wrong. That's where I'm trying to get this conversation to where you brought it to.
Again, so based on what you said, why did I bring up the new covenant?
To say you got out of the old one.
No. See, you're wrong again.
Okay, then correct me. What were you talking about? Why did you bring up the new covenant?
Because you are debating a Christian. Christians.
You were calling Josh dishonest.
No, disingenuous. I didn't call him dishonest. I said disingenuous.
It's same difference, whatever.
No, it's not the same difference. You are so out of your element on this. Seriously.
Okay, get to your point.
I feel like I'm hitting my head up against a brick wall.
All right, yeah. Well, you're making a fool out of me up here, ain't you? Get to your point.
Okay, so I said Christians for 2,000 years have been following a new covenant. They don't follow the laws of the Old Testament. And I gave you the example of why in Hebrews. Now, you can want to go back to the Old Testament and bring up all the evil things that you think are evil. But I said
Did I bring up the new covenant that you just brought up and just reiterated? That's what we're talking about?
Why do you need to refer it? I'm explaining to you why we're.
I think you're the one out of your element here. You don't even know what you're talking about anymore. You're so confused in your own head that you don't even know what the fuck you're trying to say.
Not at all.
You're completely. Your back has been broken
How's my back been broken?
because you've been
You're referring
hunched
back.
over and snapped.
You keep referring back to the Old Testament, and I keep telling
All
you
right. So are
that
you
we're
talking
under a
about the
new
new
covenant.
covenant or not, or what
Now,
the
can you
fuck are we
find?
talking
Can you
about,
find
man?
any holes? Tell me
I
any
asked you
holes in
to
the New
correct me on
Testament.
what you were talking about. You brought up the same shit as before, so I'm
Now,
just confused now.
as a Christian, you want to debate a
Okay.
Christian. Now, give me something bad
So
about the New
are you
Testament.
under the new covenant or not?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't this stuff happen if this new covenant is formed? Why is only part of it formed then? If that's your argument.
It's not part of its form. You don't understand it.
Okay. So do they all know me from the least of them to the greatest or not? Are you changing your
Do you know
position
Jesus
now?
Christ? Do you know Jesus Christ? Prove
Do they all
prove
know
somebody doesn't
me
know about
or
Jesus
not?
Christ. Yeah, they do.
Hello?
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Yep.
Okay, so we are in this new covenant and it did
Yep.
happen. So you're changing your position from before where you said they don't all know me.
I said it was a future tense, right? That's what he was saying
Okay,
in Jeremiah.
so
It's a future tense.
is the future when this covenant is formed?
Yes. It's now. Now's the new covenant.
Now's the new covenant. Okay, so
Yep.
now
Yeah.
we all know him from the least of them to the
Yes.
greatest. They all know
Correct.
me, right?
Correct.
All
Correct.
right, so you're just wrong.
Everybody.
Not everybody knows God.
What's that?
I said you're wrong. Not everybody knows God.
Yeah, they do know Jesus Christ. They know of
No,
them.
they don't.
He says it knows of them. They will know. They will know of me from the least to the last.
He said, they will no longer teach each other or say to each other, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, says the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity and remember their sin no more.
He's talking about Christians, brother.
Really?
Yeah.
How come he says this is a covenant he's making with the house of Israel then?
Well, the apostles were Jews, my friend. They were
So
Israelites.
he's talking to Christians and not the Israelites here.
And then they went and preached the word to the whole world, brother.
Oh, the days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of
Yeah.
Israel and with the house
Correct.
of Judah.
Yeah, correct.
Are you part
And
of the house of
apostles were
Judah and
Jews.
the house of Israel?
Yep.
You are.
Because I can't. Yeah, because we all come.
Oh, shit. You're from
Yeah.
the line of David?
Yeah. Didn't you know?
How cool is that?
Yeah. So
how many
again, do
slaves
you want
do you- how many slaves do you
So
have?
again, do you want to debate a Christian
You're an
about
actual
the New
Israelite.
Testament?
You are
Or
under
you're
this
no good at that.
covenant.
You don't know anything about the New Testament, do you? Because you focus
You're
too
an
much on the
actual
Old Testament.
Israelite. This is even better.
Hey,
How many people
hey,
have you stoned to death?
You only focus on the Old Testament because you don't know anything about the New Testament, do you? Do you know anything about?
This is the
when
new
Jesus,
covenant.
When Jesus
I'm talking
said,
about the
let,
new
let the
covenant.
dead bury the dead, what did he mean?
This is the new covenant, sir.
Aren't you here to debate a Christian? What are you doing?
Hell,
When
excuse me,
Jesus said, "Let
this
the dead bury the dead,"
sir,
what did
this
he
is
mean?
the new covenant.
You're not very good at this, are you? You're not very
Do
good
you
at this.
understand?
When
I'm
Jesus
talking
said,
about
"Let the
the new
dead bury the
covenant,
dead,"
right?
what did he mean?
You told me you were an Israelite from the house of Judah, and this covenant applies
I'm
to
under the
you,
new covenant,
and you
which
are
is
in this covenant. Are you or are you not?
Yeah, with the New Testament. That's right. Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
so how many
Yeah.
people have you stoned to death?
We're under the new covenant. I just told you. Don't listen.
Oh, so the new covenant
They
got
got-
you out of keeping the law, even though this covenant was formed with the house of Judah and the house of Israel?
That's right. So there's a new covenant. I just read it to you.
Wow,
Do you want me to read it to you
seem
again?
deeply confused on what God is telling you
No,
in the
I
new
think
covenant here.
I think you're out of your element on this, and you just don't know what you're talking about. Because I just read you Hebrews 8. Yeah, that's the best they do. This is what they
You
do.
know what
when
I
they're
read
lost.
you? The actual
This is
new
what I
covenant
read.
that's formed with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, and you said you are part of.
This is what they do. They cut this
So
lost.
you're
It's
telling
like, you're
me
lost.
you're not under the new covenant that you're under, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You're not very good at
You're
that.
lost, brother. You're lost.
Oh, no.
You're lost. You're
Yeah,
no
I'm
good
lost.
at this, mate. Leave it to the knowledgeable atheist, brother. You're way out of your league. Way out of your
Yeah,
league.
I'm way out
You're
of
lost.
my league because
Yeah, you're lost,
because
brother.
you are
Go
under
back-
a
go
new
back to
covenant that
hillbilly.
you're not under, even though that you are a Judean. You're the
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
tribe
yeah,
of fucking Judah.
Yeah. Brother, you're out of your element. You're a low tier. Go leave it to the people who can actually debate and know their Bible, because you clearly don't know the Bible. Yeah. What did Jesus mean when he said, "Let the dead bury the dead"? Come on, Mister.
That was him.
Mister, wants
That
to
was
debate.
him telling a guy he couldn't go to his own father's funeral.
What? No, I said to you, what did he mean by when he said, "Let the dead bury the dead"? Can a dead man bury
He
another
was
dead
talking
man?
to a guy. He was telling the guy in that passage. He told the guy said, "Can I go to my dad's funeral?" And Jesus says, "Fuck no, you can't go to his funeral. Let the dead bury the dead. You're supposed to be
Yeah.
following me."
Yeah. So what did he mean by what? So what did he
That's
mean
what he
by
meant.
let
I
the
just
dead?
told you. He was talking
Yeah,
to a
what
guy,
did it-
denying him
you
that he
are
could go
so
to his
out of
father's
your-
funeral.
You're out of your league, brother.
Wow,
What-
it's
what
almost like you.
Can
Do,
the dead
do you
bury the
not care
dead?
about context?
Who was he talking about? Who was he
Charlie?
talking about? Who are the
He was
dead?
talking to the guy who asked him if he could go to his father's funeral, and he said no.
But who are the dead? Who are the dead?
The guy's father.
But who are the dead? That's going to
His
bury the
father
dead.
was dead, Charlie. That's what it says
Yeah.
in the verses.
Read it.
Do you
Can
remember
read it?
the
'Cause
guy
I want
asked
you to make
Jesus?
more
He
of a
said,
fool
"Can
of
I go to
yourself.
my?" Is that? Oh
Yeah,
wait,
read
am I
it,
wrong? Is
read
that
it,
what it
read
was?
it.
That ain't what he was
Read it.
talking about.
Read it. Make a fool of yourself. Go. Read
Charlie,
it.
Charlie,
Why aren't you
was
reading
that
it?
a
Read the
verse?
scripture.
Was that Charlie?
Why
was
don't
that
you
guy
read the
asking?
scripture? I want you to make a
Charlie,
fool of yourself. Please read the
Charlie,
scripture.
was
Please, you won't
Jesus
read the
talking to a
scripture.
guy who had just
He
asked him if
won't.
he could go to his father's funeral?
He won't read the scripture because he doesn't want to make a fool of himself.
Charlie,
Oh
is that
my
what
God,
happens in the
this is
story you got
gold.
there?
This is gold.
Charlie,
Read the scripture. Let's
Charlie,
see. Let's see what it
Charlie,
says. Read it.
Charlie, is that what he's talking? Is that who he's
Read
talking
it.
to? Charlie,
Read it.
is he talking to a guy that just asked him if he could go to his father's funeral or not?
Joe, read it. Read the scripture.
Charlie,
Let's see. Let's see what it
Charlie,
says. Let's
is
see.
that what it says?
Well, let the people see. Let's go. Let's hear
Let
it.
the
Let's hear
people
it.
see.
Yeah. Let the chat
Charlie,
hear
just
it.
tell
Let's
us.
hear it.
I'll tell you
Who
what.
are
I'll
the dead?
read it as soon
Who
as
are
you
the
tell
dead?
us who Jesus was talking to.
Who are the dead? Who are the dead?
The guy's father was the dead.
But it said, "Let the dead bury the dead." Who is the dead? To bury the
Who
dead.
was he talking to, Charlie?
Who is the dead, dummy? Who is the dead? You are so bad
Who
at
was
this.
the
You are
dead? Who
so...
was the dead? The dead of the dead, Charlie.
Brother, leave it to
Charlie.
the people who can debate. You're so bad at this, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, I know.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm horrible. And
You're
you're just
embarrassing
cooking me.
yourself.
Anyway, Charlie, thanks for coming up. But I
Yeah,
think we've
that's all right.
devolved into you can't even answer a simple question.
Yeah,
anymore,
leave it
so.
to the people who actually debate, brother. You're no
Yeah,
good.
we'll do that. Well, thanks, Charlie. You're a lying dipshit, but whatever. There's somebody for commentary here. I got a pimple on my nose. Jay, go ahead. You got some commentary.
The intermittent poots were taking me out. That was so funny. Also, I wanted to say this to Charlie. Yelling doesn't make your point correct or wrong. It just makes you loud and annoying. That's all it does. Loud and annoying. And Charlie, from just like genuinely, from like an onlooker, you're loud and annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Burnt. Poo on you.
All right, hold on. I got one. What's this motherfucker? Shit. Where's the... Damn it. The stupid thing mixes them up every time, so I have to relook for...
Yeah, I hate how TikTok does that. It's annoying.
It's not funny if you have to look for it for too long, damn it. Because everybody forgets, right? Damn it. Oh, wait. Charlie.
That's the ultimate Charlie sound.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
And Charlie, you want people to read stuff to you, but this is a debate. It's not a educational thing.
I mean, I would have read it. Like, the guy asked Jesus, he's like, can I go to my daddy's funeral? And Jesus is like, hell no, you can't go to his funeral. Let the dead bury the dead. You're supposed to be serving me.
Exactly. Like, it's one of the laws to not be around unalive people. So to argue against that just means that you haven't read your book.
Yeah, scary Charlie. Scary Charlie.
Well, come on up, Christians. Talk to us. We will poo if you're a bad, interlocutor, but...
I'll try not to. It's get a little gassy there. Hey, Fred, are you there?
Yeah. Are you an honest man?
I do what I can. Are you?
So you're honest? You honest?
Yeah.
How many times have you lied?
8.
So what do you call someone who lies?
A liar?
Yes. So
What do you call
how do
somebody
I
that
know?
tells the truth?
How do I know I can have an honest conversation with you?
I don't know. You'll have to test it.
Let
Anyway,
the
are you a
audience be
Christian?
the judge, yeah? Yes,
Yeah, are you a Christian?
I am.
All right. So what you want to debate?
Well, it's up to you. How much have you read of the Bible, the church fathers, and the church history?
I think he's from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Cam. He asked if he was from the West. I said, I think he's from
Not
Kentucky Fried
Colonel
Chicken.
Sanders.
Extra crispy.
Okay, so right before this guest, we had fucking Paul Revere-esque language, and then now we have transatlantic accent. I kind of love today. I kind of love it so far.
It's been all right. It's been all right, actually.
So how much research have you done on the
How
Bible?
much research?
On the Bible and
On the
church
Bible?
fathers and the church.
Lots of research. Whole bunches. Almost 6 hours worth, probably.
6 hours?
Probably. Yeah. That's a lot of reading, though.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Who was Clement?
Who was who?
Clement.
Clement?
Yeah.
That's a football team, ain't it?
Yeah. You don't know much about the Bible. You're incapable
Clement?
of having this conversation. Clement was in the Bible, brother. Clement was in
was
the
he?
Bible. Yeah.
Which chapter and verse was he in?
It's in the New Testament, brother.
Where at?
You're not.
Thanks for coming up, Fred. I'll throw you a follow. I like that.
I think he was saying Clement, like clemency.
All right, let's see if we get. There's a few in the queue here. Maybe somebody serious shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Come on up, guys.
Hey, guest, are you there? Oh, I don't know. What does that say? Spin?
Hello. Wait, hold on.
Hey, what's it? All right.
So, what, are you atheist?
Yeah. Are you Christian?
I believe and follow Jesus. So, yeah, whatever that makes me.
Yeah, we're just looking to talk to Christians, yeah.
Alright, so what are you trying to find out from talking to Christians?
I was just asking if y'all debate, like you want to debate stuff about Christianity.
Yeah, I love debating.
Cool. So what you want to debate when it comes to Christianity?
I mean, well, for an atheist, the first step is believing in gods and not Christianity. That comes next. Which God comes, that's step 2. Step 1 is believing in God. That's step 1.
What is this? What are we like on a 5-step program here to atheism?
Nah, so if you want to believe in a God like Christian God, wait, hold on.
We're at the club.
I think he's trying to do reverse psychology on us.
Oh, no. So sorry. Just I'm walking out on the street and then my barber just called me. Like he saw me and then he was calling me. Yeah. So what I'm saying
barber?
Is, yeah. He just saw me on the street. Like I'm outside.
I seen you walk by.
So now what I'm saying is, so step 1 is to believe in a God. Step 2 is to learn about which gods to believe in. Do you see my point?
I don't see your point, actually.
Okay, well, that sounds like a you problem, but I'll move on with step 1. So Why are you atheist?
I'm an atheist because I used to be a Christian, then I actually studied the Bible and I figured out it wasn't true. So I only believed in one God. So when I'm -1, left 0. So I dropped the belief in the only God I had a belief in.
So why were you Christian to begin with? Was it your parents or?
Yeah, I was raised that way, indoctrinated.
Yes. Yeah, so I was also born and raised Christian, but I was never Christian myself. I was atheist until I turned Christian. So being born and raised Christian, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it did to me.
Well, to a lot of people, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you're supposed to find Jesus yourself. No one can really force you into it. But anyway, so what in the Bible did you find rubbish?
Oh, pretty much all of it. I think God does horrible things to people. I think it contradicts itself. It contradicts its own scripture. It gets history wrong, science wrong, gets its own theology wrong, biology, you name it.
Not really, because a lot of the things in science, like, it's based on what we know, but it's a guess based on what we know. Everything in science, like evolution, is still a theory. Like, everything's all a theory based on what we already know.
It's a scientific
You could say the same with, scientific theory. Still a theory
what that means?
Based on what we know.
Do you know how to define a scientific theory?
Well, how you define it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, it does matter. It's a fact, is the thing.
All right. Wait, hold on. I'm outside. I don't like talking about this outside. I'm walking home.
Will you get mobbed?
So, no.
Will your barber be pissed?
No. I'm far away from him now.
Oh.
But so what do you think about Jesus? Do you believe he was a real man or not?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he was real, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was completely fabricated either.
Okay, well, 99% of historians can agree that he was a real man. It's just debated whether he performed miracles or not. Because there's no scientific evidence for miracles, is there?
No. There's no evidence Jesus was real either.
Well, I was atheist until I found out he's real. Even the Muslims believe he's real. Even the Jews believe he's real, but they believe he was a magician.
Okay, well, that still doesn't make any evidence for him.
Yeah, there's plenty of evidence he existed. There's more evidence for him than...
Like what?
There's more manuscripts for him than any other man in history, pretty much.
So there's like 10 million copies of Spider-Man. That don't mean it was true.
Spider-Man has an author who said it was fictional.
So
with the manuscripts, they're copies off of witness accounts and reports.
There's not a single eyewitness testimony in the Bible.
In fact, the Bible actually says that exact disclaimer at the beginning of the book, if you read it.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it does. Read the introduction to the book.
What does it exactly
say? Yes, it does.
So there's no witnesses of Jesus. 2,000 years ago, there's no witnesses of Jesus.
Not a single word of the Bible was written by anyone who actually met Jesus.
Yeah, because it was written 100 years after, I know that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not eyewitness accounts. It's third-hand accounts, and they're written as fiction. Like, it's literally historical fiction.
It's not. No, it doesn't necessarily mean it's written as fiction, because he did have an impact on the world.
Means it is. It's the writing style.
No, because he did do a lot of things and had impact on the world. Like, because the Bible accounts, like, they probably got that from the manuscripts. They didn't just make that out of thin air.
They did, because none of it was written by anybody who met Jesus, and they clearly fabricated the story. There's no other way to explain the way it's written.
So you're saying every manuscript about Jesus is false as well? You think all the manuscripts about him are made up?
Yeah. Well, they're just copies of stories that were made up. It doesn't how many. So you're saying that 99 times it got copied, it's still wrong.
So you're saying that 99% of professional historians are believing in fake history? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what you mean by that, but
So I'm literally, you know exactly what I mean. You're saying that 99% of professional historians are believing in a fabricated story.
If they believe the stories are true, then yeah.
They believe it was a real man. It's just debated whether he performed miracles.
Well, that doesn't do anybody any good. Like if a historian says he was a real guy and everything else is made up, that doesn't do any good to Christianity.
No, well, they only believe that because there's no scientific, like science cannot explain any miracles. That's why.
Yeah, there's no reason to believe any of it happened. That's what I'm saying.
So the things he did.
Well, let me give you an example of what I mean first. So, just for example, like every early Greek manuscript of Mark ends at chapter 16, verse 8, and it ends when Mary Magdalene and her friend are told to go tell the disciples that Jesus has risen. But they are terrified and amazed, and they told no one. The end. The story's over right there. Right?
That's not true. There were 500 witnesses, the Bible says.
The Bible says there were 500 witnesses. That's where every early Greek manuscript ends. The rest are interpolated. There's 2 added on endings later, but that's where they end. But the point is, they couldn't have possibly known that. If the story ended and she never told anyone, an author way later can't have known something that she never told anyone. That's how you know it's fiction. Because they
okay, but that's Mary Magdalene. Other than that, there were 500 witnesses. Apart from Mary Magdalene, she wasn't the only one that witnessed Jesus.
Name one of those 500 witnesses.
So it was 500 female witnesses. Back then, they don't really give credit to females. They didn't give. Women didn't have much witness testimony. They didn't have credibility for witness testimony. So there's no names.
And there's not a. Then why bring it up?
Because it's worth saying.
Okay, well, name one of those witnesses. Where's their testimony?
His disciples witnessed Jesus. Are you saying that the disciples fabricated people as well?
Yes.
The disciples were fabricated, yeah?
Yeah.
But manuscripts,
I get you believe it, but there's no reason to. There's no reason to think any of these people were real. But even if they were real,
there's no reason to think anyone in history 2,000 years ago or over are real.
Any of it was true. Huh?
You can't say anyone. Well, by that logic, you can't say anyone in history is real either. From 2,000 years ago onwards, there's no reason to believe they're real. How? What evidence is there that Julius Caesar is real?
Julius Caesar has personal writings. He has inscriptions everywhere. Lots of other people from his lifetime talk about him. I mean, there's physical evidence all over the place that everything about him that was written pretty much was true. Oh, I ain't got my coin. Yeah, he's on coins. Like, I mean, there's a crazy amount of actual contemporary evidence for Julius Caesar. There's zero for Jesus. And again, there's not a single eyewitness testimony anywhere about it, anything about him. Otherwise.
Sorry, what were you saying? I just got home. I was speaking to my neighbor.
Oh, that's all right. I was just talking about Julius Caesar. I was saying there was way more.
So people wrote about Julius Caesar, did they not?
All over the place.
So people wrote about Julius Caesar, and that's how we know he existed, yeah? Well, people wrote about Jesus. That's how we know he existed.
There's a lot more than that. There's contemporary accounts.
Listen, there's more manuscripts on Jesus than there are Julius Caesar. There's over like 10 to 100,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, no?
No, because that's literally all there is a repeated story. There's only 4 Gospels. Rewriting them 20,000 times each doesn't make them true.
Yeah, so why would they rewrite it that many times if it wasn't true?
Because people really like the story. The Iliad and the Odyssey's been rewritten 20,000 times. Does that mean that's all true?
Well, yeah, but so if you use that same logic with Julius Caesar, what else makes him a real man apart from the manuscripts then?
Everything, the physical evidence, contemporary
so
accounts
there's no physical,
from
so you're saying there's no
over
physical
the place.
evidence of Jesus? So you're saying there's no physical evidence of
there's
Jesus?
not a single lick of evidence for Jesus.
So the impact, so there's been a lot of historical impacts from him. You're saying none of that was caused by Jesus, no?
None of it came in his lifetime either. Christianity wasn't even legalized in the empire until nearly 300 years after Jesus.
Yeah, I know it wasn't legal because they were
Like
all
nothing changed in his lifetime.
How do you know?
Their
How do you know
50
it
years
wasn't
goes by
legalized?
and then they destroy the temple. Like, I mean, he didn't do anything.
Yes, so it wasn't legalized. So what does that mean? So the people are being persecuted for being Christian.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So they're being persecuted for being Christian, but
Hold on. Hold on. You wanted evidence and whatnot. So I got you it. Okay. Those who study the Bible have usually inherited one of the religious traditions that hold it sacred. The biblical text and its God, however, have not remained constant across those traditions as they have developed over centuries.
Wait, what hasn't remained constant? Sorry. So can you say that again? What hasn't remained constant?
You're going to have to stop talking in order for you to hear it. The biblical text and its God, however, have not remained constant across those traditions as they developed over the centuries.
Okay, but the concepts of God and Jesus are two completely different things.
You wanted proof. There you go. That's it.
Not proof that goes against Jesus, though. That's
you
proof
can think
for
about
what?
sir.
Proof
You
for
can
what?
think about sir. You can
You're being
think
very
about
immature.
sir.
You're being very immature.
Sir, you can think about that.
You're being very immature.
I don't give a fuck what you think.
And now you're cussing. Like, did I
don't give a fuck.
Like,
I can say whatever the fuck I want. I am free, grown, and I have my own mouth. I don't give a fuck. You don't fuck me, feed me, or pay my bills.
I'm guessing I offended you. Like, why are you so mad? Listen, if Christianity was true, would you be Christian?
No.
Exactly.
Are you dumb?
So if God and Jesus are real, you wouldn't be Christian, nah? That's crazy.
Do you have a wire plugged into the wall right now?
That means you're not logical at all. If Christianity was 100% true, you wouldn't be Christian.
You're acting like a donut for a brain, sir.
You're being very immature. Like, how old are you? You sound quite old. You sound quite mature, but you're being very immature.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bud.
Yeah, I could guess.
Why do you keep offering your opinion to a woman who doesn't fucking care? I don't care about what you think.
I wasn't offering it to you. I was offering it to the host.
He don't give a fuck what you think either. He's on my side, dummy.
Yeah, I'll also say fuck.
I'm not crashing out by Valori. You can stop glazing.
Glazing?
Yeah, so I'm trying to speak to the host, but you're getting mad all of a sudden. Like, I don't know.
Because I'm in this conversation too, you donut. Stop being a damn box of almonds.
I'm trying to have a mature conversation, but you're getting upset.
Do you not understand what she said?
He really don't.
What she said. I understood what she said, but that wasn't the topic.
Then what was it? Repeat it back to me.
You said the writings about God have remained inconsistent. That wasn't my topic. That wasn't anything to do with the topic.
I said more than that. That's your problem. You don't listen.
No, I listen, but
no, you
what
don't.
What you're saying literally doesn't mean anything.
Oh, because it completely disproves your point, and you don't like that.
No, it doesn't disprove anything. That it's just human nature.
It really does.
What you just said is that human.
You can't even stop talking over somebody because I'm a woman. Because you won't stop talking.
Screaming and shouting. That's what you're doing.
Because you won't stop talking. You have zero self-control, sir. You have zero self-control, sir.
I've got loads of self-control. You're the one shouting and cussing at me. That just shows your immaturity. You're not older than me as well. You're immature.
Sir, you don't.
He's got loads.
Literally has the brain capacity of a fucking almond.
I got brain capacity of an almond. That's not very nice, you know.
I got brain capacity of an almond. Bro, enunciate your fucking speech.
I proved you wrong, and now you're getting all mad. You said if Christianity was 100% true, you wouldn't even be Christian. That just shows how silly you are. How absolute silly you are.
Why would I worship a God who wants me to unalive my babies? You sound
that's not what God wants, mate. That's not what God wants. That's not what God wants. Can you tell me where in the Bible it says that? Can you tell me where in the Bible it says that?
I wasn't done speaking.
Can you tell me where in the Bible it says that?
Can we mute him?
You just said a lie about the Bible. You made up a lie about the Bible. I want you to tell me the verse.
Let's go ahead and mute him.
Go ahead. Yeah. It says that in Exodus 21.
I bet you're gonna bring up some.
Steven, you're gonna have to stop talking, honey.
Yeah.
You're the one that keeps
You're gonna
yapping.
have to stop talking.
You're the one that keeps yapping.
You're gonna have to stop talking.
Okay. Right.
I talk reasonably. Listen, you said you're a grown-ass woman. You can talk when you want. I'm a grown-ass man. I can talk when I want.
You're going to have to stop talking if you want an answer to what you're saying, okay?
All right, I'll stop talking. Go on.
There, he muted himself.
Jesus, Henrietta Christmas. The point is, God and its writings, the whole thing has changed. Sir, don't interrupt me. Do not fucking do it. I'm telling you, don't fucking do it.
Can you carry on
Don't fucking
speaking?
do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do
Carry on
it.
speaking.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have no self-control. You just said you had a bunch of it. I'm going to need you to prove it. Put yourself back on mute.
Can you carry on?
We'll wait. Put yourself back on mute. No,
You
I'm
are
gonna wait.
so
I'm
immature.
gonna
How old are
wait.
you?
I'm
You
gonna
sound
wait for you
about
to
28 years
demonstrate
old.
that self-control.
You just keep shouting, like, get to the point.
I'm gonna
like,
wait
you're
for you
being
to
very
demonstrate that
immature.
self-control.
Listen, you
because
are
ain't
incredibly
listening.
immature.
Can
You
we
are
mute
incredibly
him?
immature. I do not want to talk to you. Listen.
Can we mute him?
J.A. Gray, I'm not going to talk to you.
I don't give a fuck, Steven. I don't give a fuck, Steven.
There you go.
Steven,
Right.
you have to listen.
I have no interest
You
in
have
talking to
see,
you. I wanna
you have
talk to
no
the host.
self-control. You have no self-control.
I literally waited about a minute for you to speak. And
You have
kept on
no
saying, don't do
self-control.
it, don't do it.
Because you have no self-control. You're still talking.
You took yourself off of mute.
Listen,
Steve,
I waited
you have
30
zero
seconds for you to speak.
self-control.
I waited 30 seconds for you to speak,
You have
and you still
zero
kept talking
self-control.
rubbish.
I don't give
You
a
still
fuck
kept
if you wait
talking
6
rubbish.
years. I don't give a fuck if you wait 37
So you're
years.
making
Let's
me
get
wait
something back.
6
All right,
years.
let's get something back on track here, guys.
Wait, host, can
The
you see how
point
immature
is,
this woman's
Steven,
being?
you're gonna have to mute.
Host, can you see how
You're gonna have
immature
to
she's
mute.
being?
You're gonna have to mute and
Yes.
address this point that your
right.
traditions and your God has changed over the centuries. From time immemorial until this day now, it has been changing. So you have to address that because you said at the very beginning of this conversation that that was not true compared to other religions. So now you have to prove that it has not done that whenever the text itself says it does.
Okay, so that's a very great question.
No fucking shit.
It started off as Judaism, then it moved to Christianity, and then now there's Islam. Like, the thing is, God's never started religion. He just spoke to prophets, and prophets said their words, and people wrote those messages. So God doesn't actually change. It's just people might interpret the words of the prophets differently.
Which leads to
what? Just leads to different interpretations.
Are you serious? It's in the
Yes.
second half of the sentence. If you change the things like what the book says, then it changes the God and the traditions. Okay.
No, changing what a book says does not change God. Changing what a book
Then
says
prove
does
it.
not change God.
Then
mate.
prove it. Okay, so Stephen, prove it.
So my Prophet Muhammad of Islam, he
Where
changed
the
what the
fuck
Bible
does
says.
Muhammad come into the Bible, sir?
I'm using an example, mate. I'm using an example. Can you let me speak?
No,
Will you
can
let
we
me
stick
speak,
on?
please?
Can we get back to the topic, please? Which
No,
is the
I'm
Bible.
answering your question. I'm answering your question.
You're not.
Yeah,
You're
this
going
is-
off
Muhammad
about
changes
Islam.
the
You're going off
Bible,
about
This
Islam.
does that
came
mean
up-
God's changed?
Hold
If
on,
Muhammad
this came
changes
up
the Bible,
earlier.
does that
This is
mean
what I
God's
was talking
changed?
about when the.
Or
This
does
is
that
what I
mean
was
it's a
talking
different interpretation of God?
Yeah.
He can't even stop talking over you. Like this is insane. He has
All right,
zero impulse
host, I'll let
control.
you speak because I respect you, host. Go on.
Listen,
We know you don't
that's what we
respect
was
women.
talking about. Right.
We know.
So yeah, that's what we was talking about in Mark here, where the story ends after Mary Magdalene and her friend tell nobody. The story ends, and somewhere along the line later, about 500 years later, somebody decided that wasn't good enough, so they added a different ending, and someone else decided that wasn't good enough, so they added Jesus appears to the two disciples after that. So there's been 2 changes to the ending of Mark, major changes since it started.
What are they in any specific verses? I want
Yeah.
to see the verses.
Yes.
All right,
That's
read
what I
out the
was
verses. I'll
saying.
look them up.
Mark, every early Greek manuscript of Mark ends at chapter 16, verse 8. So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid.
This still
Amen.
hasn't proven that the Bible hasn't been changed, nor the traditions, nor anything. Klopnoff
I'll let him try once more.
Listen, the Bible also says Christmas is pagan,
Stephen, you're
but
gonna
people
have
still
to stop. You're
celebrate it.
gonna
It's
have
down
to
to the
respect a
individual.
woman speaking, okay? Klopnoff,
But you've got no
listen.
respect for me, so what's the point?
Why would I respect someone who doesn't demand respect or doesn't deserve it?
Oh, I don't deserve respect.
You're so easy to disrespect
So you
that why
deserve
not?
respect, but I don't. Those are your atheist morals, yeah?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Those are your atheist morals. That kind of sounds like Satanism to me.
Can we mute him?
Satan.
Can we just turn
If
that
you
off
look
real
at
quick? Can we just
Satanism,
turn that
that's
off real
exactly
quick?
what your moral beliefs are. You
Let's just
like,
turn
where'd
Stephen
you
off
get
real
your
quick.
morals from? Where'd you get your morals from?
My own self, understanding that if I hurt somebody, I wouldn't like to be hurt, therefore I don't hurt anybody. It's very simple. I don't need a book or an imaginary punishment to tell me to be nice to animals or to other people, like other human beings, like
Well,
you.
clearly
And
your
that's,
morals
hold
are
on,
not
Stephen, I
perfect, though.
wasn't done. I wasn't done. And that's how we know you lack impulse control, you lack respect, and you lack basic humanity. That is how.
I do
You're a
not lack
weak
any of those
person.
things. I do not.
You're a
Can you
weak
show me an
person,
example?
Stephen.
Can you show me an example where I lacked any of those?
Look in the mirror.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to.
I haven't said anything. Hey, I haven't said anything that has gotten a flag. Nothing.
Yeah,
And I've made sure.
you've gotten quite rude. You've gotten very rude and disrespectful. Actually, you're lying. You're just lying for the whole stream right
No,
now.
I know, but Stephen
And because
can't show
atheists,
us.
because everyone in the stream is atheist, they're all going to be on your side as well.
That's supposed to be Stephen. Anyway.
Stephen's
Yeah, I don't
supposed to
think
be
we're gonna
showing
get
us.
anywhere there, Stephen. So,
Well, host, you even admitted you saw her being immature. Like, she's been very immature this whole time. Host, I wanted to speak to you, not her. She's just been shouting
I've
and
been
being very
mature, so I want to talk to
disrespectful
you,
the whole
not
time.
her. Me.
Yeah, because I'm the one crying.
Yeah, see, that's very immature. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm a little baby.
all right,
Listen,
guys,
you're much older than me and you're extremely immature, even mimicking my voice.
Sure, bud. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, bud.
All right, have a good one, buddy. I'm gonna drop you down too, Jay.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Have a good one. Oh shit! All right, that was. All right. I'm serious again. All right. Oh yeah, I don't know. All right, here we go. All right, I'll bring up the.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, man? Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
So, do you want to debate a real live atheist about Christianity?
Sure. Do you want the argument as to why Christianity is true?
No, well, I have an argument why it's not true.
Do you think that's my position?
Oh, I don't know. Are you a Christian?
No, my position is that Christianity is true, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I have an argument it's not true.
Okay, you want to hear the argument as to why it is true first?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say...
I thought you was asking me, my bad.
Oh, yeah. I'd say if trivialism is true, then Christianity is true, and trivialism is true, therefore Christianity is true.
What's trivialism?
It's the proposition that all propositions are true.
So Christianity is true because it's true?
No, Christianity is true because the proposition that Christianity is true is true.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. How many slaves do you have?
Oh. What a weird question. But I mean, if I did prove that
Well, you're a Christian. I mean, you proved Christianity was true, so it's okay. You can have slaves, I'm assuming. So,
that's a very weird question.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you don't have any slaves?
No. I don't think anyone would want to have slaves.
Lots of Christians want to have slaves.
Ooh. Could you name me a Christian that has a slave?
I didn't say they have a slave. I said they want slaves.
Could you name me a Christian who wants a slave?
Yeah, Doug Wilson.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, he's a very prominent pastor. He's the Pete Headguest pastor, the Secretary of War. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, did he say he actually wanted a slave? That's so gross.
Yeah, well, it's in the Bible. The Bible says you can have slaves. So. You don't think the Bible's gross, do you?
I mean, I don't think. Are you talking about the Mosaic Law?
I'm talking about the Mosaic Law, the New Testament, all of
Where
it.
in the
It's
New
all
Testament does
100%
it say?
pro-slavery.
Where in the New Testament does it say you can own slaves?
Jesus says it.
Where?
Do you remember? Do you ever read the note for Philemon's?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Well, it's just one chapter, but in Philemon, Paul's urging a guy who's a Christian to accept his runaway slave back as a Christian brother, right?
If you were to accept your runaway slave back, then
That's what Paul's talking about in the book of Philemon. He's asking Philemon if he will accept his slave back as a brother in Christ because he's a runaway slave.
Well, I reject Paul.
Oh. What about what Jesus says about slaves?
What does Jesus say about slaves?
He says here in Luke 12, he says that slave who knew what his master wanted but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted will receive a severe beating.
Is that mentioning slaves?
Is that what?
Is that mentioning slaves?
You didn't hear me? Here, I'll read it one more time. That slave who knew what was his master wanted but did not prepare himself or do what was wanted will receive a severe beating.
This is what Jesus said.
Yeah, that's Jesus' words. Luke chapter 12.
Sorry, I'm just not familiar with the verse.
This one here, I'll read you another one. This was from Luke 17. It says, "Who among you would say to your slave who has just come in from plowing the field or tending the sheep in the field, 'Come here at once and take your place at the table'? Would you not rather say to him, 'Prepare supper for me and put on your apron and serve me while I eat and drink'?"
This is what Peter said.
No, this is Jesus.
Are you talking about, wait, what verse in Luke? Sorry.
This is Luke chapter 17, verse 7 through 10. And this is literally some sayings of Jesus.
Suppose one of you has a servant plowing or looking after sheep. Will he say to the servant when he comes down in the field, "Come along now and sit down to eat"? Won't be rather say, "Prepare my supper"? Where is this permitting slavery?
This is Jesus talking about a slave in a story. He's saying, "You're worthless slave to God."
It's literally all of it's saying is that Jesus was just teaching them to do their duty first before they could start doing great things on their own.
Verse 10 says, "So you also, when you have done all that you were ordered to do, say, 'We are but worthless slaves, and we have done only what we ought to have done.'"
Verse 10 on Luke 17.
Yeah.
It says, "We are unworthy servants. We have only done our duty."
That's weird. In my version, it says, "We are worthless slaves. We have done only what we ought to have done."
Yeah. Is this Jesus permitting slavery?
Yeah. This is Jesus telling stories about worthless slaves who are serving the masters. And he never comes back and says, "Oh, by the way, you should never own a slave or beat them."
Is this Jesus permitting slavery?
Yeah.
Where?
It's him acknowledging that slaves are worthless to the masters and they should be doing what they're told to do.
That's what they said to themselves.
This is what Jesus says. This is Jesus talking here.
That's what they said to themselves.
This is Jesus talking here.
Yes. You think Jesus is making a commandment here?
Why is Jesus telling a story using a slave as an example that should do only what they have ordered to done?
Hello?
What?
Oh, sorry. Continue.
I'm just saying this is this is clearly Jesus using slaves as examples in stories, and he never once says, "Oh, by the way, you should not own or beat slaves ever." He never says that once.
It literally just says that serving God is the duty. It has nothing
I know
to do
that,
with,
but
it has
Jesus is
nothing.
using a slave as an example in the story, the same as the
Yeah,
last one where he's talking about how hard to beat a slave.
yeah, it's a parable. It's just talking about a story to
Right.
teach a religious
And
lesson. That religious lesson is to
exactly, and
serve
he's using
God.
a slave as an example, right?
No, it's using servitude, not slavery.
No, that's what your translation says, but it's talking about a slave. Those words are slaves.
No, it's
Yes. Doulos in Greek,
it's literally
Eved
just
in
talking
Hebrew,
about.
both mean servant and both mean slave. That's why my translation says we are worthless slaves.
Yeah. Specifically, in this verse, it says when a servant finishes working hard all day, they do not expect a special thank you or a break. They have simply done the required job. So what Jesus is
Exactly.
saying
This is
here,
Jesus saying that's what you're supposed to do to God. God don't have to thank
so
you. You
what
just do
Jesus
what
is
you're
saying
supposed to be
here
doing.
is that
And God
God,
don't owe you shit.
he's just saying that God does not earn us special favors or put God in our debt.
I
So,
know that. That's the point of the story. The
so
point, my point is, he's using a slave as an example. This is how you treat slaves. This is how Jesus thought of slaves.
this is how Jesus thought of slaves, or was he using
Yeah.
a specific story to?
He uses a lot of stories like this, like the last one I read from
Well,
Luke
I thought
12,
your
where he's
original
saying how
claim.
hard you beat a slave.
Well, I thought your original claim was that he permitted slavery.
He does permit slavery. He says to keep every dot and stroke of the law. And not to mention the New Testament tells slaves to obey earthly masters, even cruel ones, and this is
Jesus
serving
says to
God
follow
at least 9 or 10 times.
Jesus says to
Huh?
follow the Mosaic law.
Yeah.
In what verse?
Matthew chapter 5.
Okay, what verse on Matthew chapter 5?
17, I think.
Yeah. It's just saying that eternally he's fulfilling the law.
When does
So
he say the law is going to
always
be fulfilled in
that
verse
Jesus
18?
is. It's saying that Jesus is always going to fulfill the Mosaic law, but
No,
not.
Jesus tells you when it's going to be fulfilled in verse 18.
He says in verse 18. He says when it's going to be fulfilled. Hold on.
Yeah, he tells you.
Yeah, it says until heaven and earth disappear. That's signifying eternity.
Right. Exactly. So is
That
heaven and
means,
earth still here?
you think eternity is a point in time?
Is heaven and earth still here?
No, because until heaven and earth disappear is never. Heaven and earth.
No, that's not true. He thought heaven and earth were going to disappear quite soon, actually. That's not the point, though. The point is, he said, hold on, that's not the point. That's not the point.
You think
The
heaven
point
can
is,
disappear?
nope. Until heaven and earth pass away is the point here.
Yeah, you think heaven can pass away? No.
Jesus says it's going to pass away. That's not the point here.
He's obviously signifying eternity here. He's not talking about.
No, he's not. He thinks heaven and earth is going to pass away. He's not talking about eternity.
Okay, specifically when he's talking about until heaven and earth pass away, are you do you think that when we're specifically like taking it as like an allegory here, you don't think that this is
He's straight up telling you how long the law will stand for.
You think that it's staying for forever?
No, it is saying until heaven and earth pass away.
From Matthew 17, you could literally look back.
You've read the Bible, right?
Yes, I have.
I've never had anybody be confused about this before, so I'm a little taken back here if you've read it. You realize Jesus says heaven and earth will pass away.
Yeah, right? I mean, it literally, this verse specifically just says here that Jesus fulfilled the law.
No, it's telling you when it will be fulfilled. It says, for truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished.
heaven. You think heaven can actually pass away here?
According to Jesus, heaven and earth will pass away. Yes.
Okay.
He says, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away.
Do you think heaven is eternal?
That is not the point here, weirdo.
Okay. Obviously, when he's...
The point is the law. When does Jesus say the law will pass away?
Yeah, it's never going to pass away because he's always fulfilling it. So...
Is that what it says in verse 18?
Yeah, it says... I guess basically, forever while this world lasts is what you can interpret the verse as.
Or you could just read what it says, maybe.
Yeah.
It says, for truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law.
Yeah. It quite literally is just mentioning.
He's quite literally saying the law will stand until heaven and earth pass away. Right?
I mean, I feel like you're quite literally missing the point that I've said like 15 times, that we're not taking this verse literally.
Astounding. Why wouldn't you take this literally?
Yeah, specifically because...
So he was just metaphorically lying to the people, the multitudes in the Sermon on the Mount? Is that what's happening?
Heaven can't pass away.
Wait a minute. So now you're just calling Jesus a liar?
No. You don't think that Jesus can use allegories? Or metaphors?
You know, Jesus says the whole point in his ministry is that heaven and earth will pass away, right?
Yeah. That means that...
Okay, so you now acknowledge that Jesus says heaven and earth will pass away. So in Matthew chapter 5, he's saying the law will stand until that happens.
That's not taken to a literal account. What?
Oh, well, why are you in the world are you a Christian if you don't actually believe any of this?
You think that if it's not taken literally, then I don't believe in it?
This is literally the whole point of Christianity right here is what you're saying isn't literal. You don't think heaven and hell are literal?
I think that heaven and hell are literal, obviously.
Obviously you don't, because you're arguing against them right now.
What? Bro.
Yeah, I'm vastly confused. If you think heaven and earth are real, then why would you think Jesus is speaking metaphorically about heaven and hell?
Do you mean by real? Do you mean that like it exists naturally? No. I think it's obviously transcends like physical experience. So I think that heaven and hell are obviously not in our universe, so they're not what you would consider real, because you think all of what's real. Oh. Hello.
So do you think Jesus thought heaven was real?
Well, I don't know what you mean by real there. Do you just mean
literal,
something
a real place? A real place to go when you die.
Well, place wouldn't instantiate like some sort of space-time. I don't think that heaven is in space-time.
Okay, well, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. So.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Well, Jesus literally says the law will stand until heaven and earth pass away. He didn't say, when I die, the law's going away.
Well, he said that he will fulfill the law, and if he's fulfilling
he said
the law
will be fulfilled when heaven and earth pass away, is what he says.
Which is never, by the way. So, you can, like...
Well, now you're back to calling Jesus a liar again. Do you remember when we both acknowledged that Jesus says heaven and earth will pass away?
Yes. Do you think?
Okay, so if Jesus thought heaven and earth will pass away eventually, he didn't think it was eternal, did he?
No. I acknowledge that he said that heaven and earth will pass away, but I don't think that eventually is what he meant there. He never said eventually.
He says, for truly I'll tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one dot or stroke of a letter will pass from the law.
Yeah, that means specifically all of time that the law will be.
That means specifically until heaven and earth pass away, the law will stand.
which is never. Heaven and earth will never pass away, which means that it's always going to be fulfilled. Hello?
I hate to accuse people of being slow because a lot of times I feel like I'm really slow myself. But do you understand you're contradicting yourself right now?
Where's the contradiction?
All right, let's try again. I'll do it real slow this time. Did Jesus think heaven and earth were going to pass away?
Yeah, he said that heaven and earth will pass away.
Okay, so Jesus didn't think heaven and earth was going to last forever then, did he?
No, I think that heaven and earth pass away.
Okay, all right, perfect. We're on the money. We're on track.
He said that.
Right, I know.
Does that mean that it's
we're
literal?
doing it. We're there. We're getting there. All right, hold on. All right, so Jesus thought heaven and earth was going to pass away. That's not forever. So when Jesus said, until heaven and earth pass away, the law will stand, that didn't mean forever, did it?
That is, because specifically what he meant there was not.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, if you don't get it by now, then I suspect you're never going to get it. So,
have I not said
what's
that
the point here?
This verse? Have I not said that the specific quoting was not literal? I acknowledge that Jesus said that. Whether I consider it literal as opposed to
you can take it however you want, but I'm taking it how Jesus actually meant it. And Jesus meant it as in the law of Moses will stand until heaven and earth pass away. Now, if you don't want to listen to Jesus, or you don't want to take it how he meant it, or you just don't get how he meant it, that's totally cool.
I don't think that we need to follow the Mosaic law.
I know, because you don't actually want to listen to Jesus. Who would want to listen to Jesus?
Jesus already fulfilled the Mosaic law. I already told you this.
Did Jesus say, I fulfill this law, or does he say this law will be fulfilled when heaven and earth pass away?
This law was given to Israel. This was given to nation.
Oh, for goodness sake. I know that. So why in the world are you a Christian? This has nothing to do with you.
Why would I need to follow laws that are specified?
You don't. You're not one of these people.
Period.
You're not. Leave Christianity. It has nothing to do with you.
Well, firstly, I follow the New Covenant. I don't follow the Mosaic law. So, I mean.
Well, I mean, you're a Christian who don't listen to Jesus. Congratulations.
Jesus didn't say that I need to follow it. So.
All right. You want to read Matthew 5 again?
Yes, it agrees with me.
All right. Until heaven and earth pass away, not one dot or stroke of a letter will pass from the law till all is accomplished.
Yeah. It's signifying that it's always being accomplished, always being fulfilled.
It's always being accomplished.
Yes.
So until heaven and earth pass away means it's always passing away, right?
No, it just means that it's signifying always. Ooh. I mean, I don't know. Why are you playing fart noises? Like, is this helping your case?
No, this is what your argument has now broken down to.
Okay. Do you want to talk about something more of substance?
Not really.
Okay. I guess why are you agnostic? Are you?
Thanks for coming up. We're gonna move on to the next one. All right, so I like the fart noises personally, but I have had a couple complaints. Somebody, I didn't even think about it. There was a dude on my YouTube channel that said he thought it was distasteful that I played him while Dr. Josh was talking. He says that like degraded his scholarly knowledge, I guess. I don't know. Oh, no worries, Mel. It happens all the time. Anyway. Damn it. We might not have. If we don't have anybody else, I might close it down for the day. Kind of hate to do that, but shit, I've already been going over 4 hours. I feel good about it, though. I feel good about it. I'm in a good mood. I ain't crashed out on last guy. Right. All right. Oh, he's back here. What? Hey, guest, you back?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. What were we talking about when you left the first time there?
I have no clue. But let me ask you a question. Is that guy that was just on, is he still on? Can you see him on?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, well, let me bring up something that he said about literal and all that. Do you believe when Jesus said, if your right eye calls you to sin, pluck it out? Do you think that was literal?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
See, no, you don't, man. There's no way you thought there.
Yeah,
And
he was saying literally, he was saying that it is so bad to go to hell that you should literally pluck out your eye instead of going to hell. That's what he was literally saying.
he was giving you, no, you're right about that. He was giving you like, hey, hell is so bad that, but I don't think he meant pluck out your right eye. Huh? You know what I'm saying? He was
That's
giving you,
literally what he meant. He was saying it is literally better to pluck out your eye than to let it cause you to sin.
but who are you to say what's, especially a person who don't believe? Like, you can't say, hey, this means literal and this is not literal. Like,
I'm
you're
just taking
giving
it
your,
out of the context. I mean,
that's not out of the context, because I can give
yes,
you
it
like a
is.
metaphor. No, if I give you a metaphor right now, don't mean it's like I mean literal. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm so tired. I felt like, or no, don't let me say that. I could eat a cow. Huh? Man, I could eat a horse. How people say that? Does that mean literal? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. You know what's
No,
literal and not literal? Huh?
I know
Like,
that. And that's why I'm saying I do think he's being literal. I can't tell the difference.
okay, I'm
He's
not
talking
sure
about
about that.
sin. He's like, if this is going to cause you to sin, you should literally take that shit out.
Okay, okay.
I don't think
Another,
anybody's literally going to do it, because who's dumb enough to actually listen to Jesus and pluck their own fucking eye out? Like, you'd have to be crazy as shit. But I do
okay.
think he meant it literally, yeah.
Another thing is when that guy said a lot of good things and nobody answered, and it was just so sad the way you got treated. That guy, the one who had that accent. Um, Let me ask you a question. That young lady that was online that was speaking for you or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you find her foolish at all?
No, no, no.
You didn't.
Uh-uh.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess enough said. Really, you can't even. I can't even, because if you heard her and all that, you had no problem with
Well, I
that.
did
Then
hear. I mean,
say
she was responding to him. I mean,
so. All out of all, you didn't hear none of that disrespect. I would have shut her down so fast. Like, hey man, you can't be. You didn't see none of that came to your mind, or you just laughing in the back, or like, oh man, she's good.
Sir, I was responding to him the entire time.
No, you
The
were
entire,
cursing.
yeah, yes, sir. I was responding
No,
to him
listen,
the entire time.
no, you know when you have a conversation, you don't got to curse someone out. You ain't got to make fun of them. You ain't got to do little child noises. He asked
Sure,
you some.
but sure, but I will say whatever the fuck I want because it's my
See,
fucking
there I go
mouth.
right now.
Okay?
See, this is what I'm saying. Are you okay with this though,
yeah,
man?
there she goes right now.
I'm a grown adult, sir. Are
Hold
you?
on. Hold on. All right, that's fine. I'm no longer talking to you. Are you okay with this, man? I want you to answer, not her. Are you okay
Yeah, I
with
brought her up
this?
here. I mean, I had a feeling she might
Okay.
say that to
Well, all right.
me. Yeah.
All
Again,
right.
are you a grown adult, sir?
All right. Hold on. That's all I needed to hear.
Are
Cause
you a grown adult, sir?
Hmm.
This is an adult space.
okay.
We use
Well,
adult language. If you don't like that, go to a child's space, sir. That's
okay.
Yeah,
the best advice I
this
can
is a
give you
over
on that.
18 live. I set my channel. You have to be over 18 to be here.
Okay. If you're, but all I'm saying is, well, especially if it's this, I'm assuming she's young. If this is how you're going to
Sir,
carry the debate or whatever.
why, no, stop making assumptions on me. I don't know you, sir, and you don't fucking know me, okay? Stop. Go get a
Yeah.
hobby, sir. Go
So
get a
you're,
fucking hobby.
so hold on. Once
No,
again,
sir. No,
I
sir.
said, hold on.
you're okay
You
with this,
you
right?
deserve no respect after making
Hold.
baseless assumptions on someone that you know nothing about.
So
You
you're
don't
okay
know
with
me,
this. So
sir.
you're okay with this, right,
He
man?
brought me
Once.
up, sir.
So you're okay with this, right?
He
Just
Yeah,
because
brought
I'm
you're
me
not her
younger.
up,
mama, and
sir.
I'm not your mama. If you want to
No,
defend yourself
hold
against
on,
her,
man. Just
go ahead.
answer the question one more time for me. Are you okay
Yeah,
with this?
yeah, I'm
You
fine with it,
said,
of course.
okay,
If I
then. All
wasn't,
right,
I'd
then.
tell her I'd shut it
All right,
down. Like,
all right. Thank you.
You
yeah,
need
you
to
can
go
defend
back to
it.
the child's table, sir. I don't know why you're in adult spaces if you can't handle adult conversations.
That's what I was gonna cry about. They said that. They said F words. How disrespectful.
And I say shit too. Oh no. I say other words too. So do my kids. Like my kids, my niece, my nephew, all of the children around me know bad words and they use them appropriately. You want to know why? It's a sign of intellect. You have higher education. You have higher linguistic skills because you have to know proper grammar to use those words.
Yeah, I mean, we're just awful atheists. We don't have Holy Spirit enlightenment. What do you expect, man? You have to be reasonable here. You know,
reason and basic logic. I'm telling you, every day we ask way too much. Way too much.
Their expectations are so high for the ungodly.
Yeah, our expectations are so high to just have a civil conversation, not be treated like we're some barbaric, like weird thing that lives in the forest that has no concept of society and morals. Like, I don't think I'll ever understand it personally. That was weird. I wanted to come up and apologize to you personally as a friend and say I'm sorry for crashing out. But like you said, I was responding. And you already know I'm not going to take disrespect like that, so.
Oh, yeah. No apology needed. Thanks.
Well, thanks for having me and letting me apologize to you, because this is your space. But hey, we got over 100 people with that little thing. So hey, that drove up views for a minute. So I think now we figured out the two things. It's hair down and like needless bickering.
That's right. That's
what it is.
Much wider reach there. Yes, of course.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna head back down.
All right. Have a good.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I tell people all the time, if I bring somebody up here, they can say what they want. Like, I'm not their mama. I'm not your mama. Like, hey, listen, to be fair, I've even said it the other way around. I'm like, look, if I bring you up as a co-host, like, I'm not going to jump in there and defend you on every little thing. Like, I expect, they're going to say bad stuff and you can, stand on your own if need be. It works both ways. So we all get it. We all know what's happening here. Anyway, he's requesting back up. It wasn't actually. Yeah, sorry, man. We're not interested in the just crying about the opposition here. If you had something to address, that'd be all right. But all right, let's see. Brandon Buzz, that's a cool name. Hey, Brandon, you there?
Yo, what's up?
What up, dog? Are you a Christian?
I guess kind of. I don't go to church. I just read and practice like faith on my own. I don't really like the systematic thing about it.
Oh, that's fair enough. So, do you want to debate a real live atheist about Christianity?
I didn't know you could debate religion.
Yeah,
but because the only thing that Christians really have to debate is the resurrection.
Well, I mean, there's all kind of doctrine about it, whether certain gospels are right, all kind of stuff.
How can you debate something that's faith-based, though?
Well, I mean, if you think it was true, and you think it's a debatable point, then you can make your points about it. But I mean,
you have to have just as much faith as an atheist as you do as a Christian. That there is nothing.
I don't know what that means.
You have to have faith that there's nothing after this.
I don't have faith. That's knowledge.
Just like I have to have faith that something is. I'm looking in a positive direction. You're looking in a negative direction. That's the only difference between us.
Well, I mean, you view it as negative, but I don't. I just view it as realistic.
Because I know, but what's positive about having nothing after life?
That you don't have to keep going through this awful world anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's something after life, it's not going to be this worldly.
Yeah, but I mean, what would be so good about it being heaven? What's good about that? You're just going to be a mindless drone who can't think for yourself. I mean, what kind of life is that?
I don't know. I've never been there.
I mean, can you tell me anything you could possibly want to do for an eternity?
Ride dirt bikes.
You want to ride a dirt bike for eternity? You would never get tired of
Yeah.
that. You know how long eternity is?
Yeah, that would be sick, dude. Like, I'm always trying to ride every time I can. I'm always working. And smoke
Well,
weed.
I mean, that's sick, bro. But for eternity, that's literally all you want to do forever. You'd be content with that for eternity.
Do you ever think the story of Jesus is interesting, though? Like, you ever, like, really, like, get infatuated by it?
Actually, yeah, I've been obsessed with history most of my life, even when I was a kid. So I do consider it a big, fascinating part of history. But as far as actual doctrine, no, I think this shit's dangerous and it needs to go.
What do you mean by doctrine? Like, do you think, like, there's people that take it way too far, obviously?
Well, I mean, if you just listen to what the book says and obey it, then it's probably going to be pretty ugly.
Yeah, I think I'm not an obeyer. That's my biggest advantage because I do believe in Jesus.
That's
I
not
have
an
faith.
advantage in Christianity. That's the path to hell, my friend.
That's fine then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Well, it
saying.
sounds like you don't care if you go to heaven anyway. So why do you? I mean, what's the
I
big
just think
deal?
Jesus is interesting. I think he did set out some good ways to live. I'm not really necessarily with the Old Testament. I'm saying like Jesus in general. Like I'm not a
Jesus
full
lived
believer.
2,000 years ago. He's not exactly modern.
No, but I just think Jesus was a good dude.
What was so good about him?
I don't know about everything in the Bible. I mean,
Well,
from what I've read,
what made Jesus a good dude?
from what I've read, he wanted to help people live better, and he wanted
so?
people to love each other.
Wanted people to love each other. So when he told people, "Go and die for me," was that suggesting he loved and cared about them?
I think his intentions was to spread the message for the better of the world. But did that
By
work?
dying.
Did that work? No.
Well, coincidentally, telling people to go die for you doesn't work very well.
Yeah, that like you said though in the beginning of that, you said these were different times, and I do agree these were different times. Nowadays, you ask somebody to go do that for you, they'll be like, "Dude, you crazy?" and just pull out your camera and start recording them.
Right. So you think it was good that Jesus said, like, love your neighbor as yourself, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good points that he did make that they weren't practicing at the time, and that people still don't practice today. You live in a neighborhood, people still hate their neighbor today. All that shit is still relevant. And then the people
Yeah,
who
but
do
you know
love their
that's from the
neighbor,
Old Testament, right? Jesus didn't actually. That wasn't his teaching. That was from the Old Testament law. That's from Levitic law.
that love thy neighbor.
Yeah, love your neighbor as yourself. That's from Leviticus 19.
Okay.
And it says your neighbor is your kin. That doesn't mean every other person on the planet.
I don't know the Bible for verbatim.
Right.
I'm just saying Jesus seemed like a pretty good dude.
I'm saying,
Dude,
was he a good dude because he repeated that?
Dude, he was a carpenter.
Was he?
That's what they say.
So, yeah, gotta worship the guy, huh?
I ain't saying full on worship. I'm saying have faith that he did what he did because everything it talks about makes sense nowadays.
Like what?
Just about the sinning and everything. Like we are born to sin. That's facts. Like
Sin's breaking the law.
You mean like in biblical times, like sinning is breaking the law, right?
That's what sin is. It's transgression of the law. That means you're breaking the commands of God.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything today. Because those aren't the laws.
Well, if it don't mean
they actually
anything today,
about
then
those
nobody's
laws.
sinners.
Everybody's a sinner today. And that's the whole point of Jesus.
How are they sinners by breaking the law if the law don't count today, if none of that matters?
They're sinners by breaking the law because it was written in that book. Then Jesus came along and said, everybody's sinning, so I'm going to die for your sins.
So now there's no sin, right?
No, there's still sin. If you don't have any faith in, this is what it says. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody, but this is what it says. You know, if you don't have faith in Jesus, that he did die for your sins, and you don't believe that he's the Son of God, then it's kind of like you're gonna pay atonement for your sins because nobody's paying them for you. But that's just from my understanding. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. Dude, to be honest about Christianity, I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Do you understand that if people are sinning today, they're still breaking the commands of God, the laws here?
Yeah, for sure. That's the whole point of Jesus.
Right, but you said none of this matters.
I mean, it doesn't matter as far as like, dude, in biblical times, if you were breaking laws like that, you were straight up like, before Jesus, you were dying.
God still kills people after Jesus too.
Nah, but you know what I mean. Like the people in the society were like, dude, you're dead. You just used a swear word. You're dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? The cops were knocking down your door for cussing.
To be honest with you,
dude, if you were in
I don't
public,
think you know what you're saying.
Well, let me take a chop real quick.
Take a what?
A chop.
The hell's that? Pork chop?
You'll hear it.
That's what a chop is. Let me give me a chop over here. Fuck it. That must have been a chop. Chops. These damn kids with their lingos these days. I never know what they're talking about. Let me get a chop. So taking a hit, bro. What's wrong with y'all? Kurt, are you there? Kurt? Hey, Kurt? Kurt, are you in the house? I think Kurt's there on purpose. Anyway. Shit. I have been live streaming for almost 4.5 hours. My eyeballs are getting a little screen burnt, to be honest with you. Chop. What's wrong with these damn kids these days? Jeez Louise. Get a chop. Oh, you little chop head. What's wrong with y'all? Don't worry, I chop too sometimes. Shit. Oh man, that's funny. All right. So I guess this is a good topic for engagement because this is the first time in 3-something hours we hadn't had anybody in the guest box. Yeah. Wind job. Yeah. Oh, you damn little stinking potheads. Get out of here, man. Come on. I hear you, though. I hear you. All right, so I'll tell you what. We'll, oh, shit. That was funny. Word it, Gene. Damn it. Did you say Gene? I meant Jay. Not Gene. I don't know why I said that. Anyway. All right. I'm going to give it 1 minute and see if we get somebody who else to... Never mind. I don't think.
I just have a really stupid question.
Yeah.
Why is it called chops or chopping or being chop? What is the term? How do you use it?
I don't know. I'm behind on my lingos for the kids these days, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to ask my my nephew what that means because I think he's 17. He might be 18 now. I'll have to ask him what that means.
Like, what the hell's that about? Those damn kids that is with their music.
All your new fancy words and words not meaning things.
I'm telling you.
Oh, chopping backwoods. Oh, Oh, that's the context. Okay, now I get it. Now, okay, that makes perfect sense to me as someone. Yeah, I've been about that life since like high school. So yeah, okay, makes sense. Makes sense now. Chopping backwoods. I get it now. God, y'all are so smart with it. All right, I'm gonna hop down. I feel like I'm so damn old.
My chat GTP'd it or something.
I feel so fucking old, dude. All right.
Well,
All right, that's all I was wondering. Thank you.
Ah, no problem. No problem. Oh, damn. All right. Well, yeah, engagement has been weird today, but I don't know. Good topic too, I think. But yeah, I think after 4.5 hours today, I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, darn it. Maybe not. Let's see. Hey, Luffy, you there? Luffy, you there?
Oh, sorry, man. I've not been enjoying that.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Happens all the time. I'll drop you back. Anyway, I was about to say, anyway, I think I'm going to close it up for the day anyhow. I've been going for 4.5 hours, which is a really, really long day for me. So, anyway, I believe I'm going to take it to the house now. Anyway, y'all know how we roll up in here. Fuck MAGA, fuck Trump, fuck ICE, fuck slavery, fuck Christian nationalism, and the horse they rode in on. But not really the horse. We love animals. We're not God. We don't hamstring horses just because enemies rode them. We love them. And that's the only reasonable thing to do. But anyway, it was a really good stream today, even though technically the algorithm was really weird for me. Way different than normal anyway. Cam said it was bad for him too. But anyway, I guess just having the oblique fucking topic up here is the way to go. When nobody interested to talk about slavery today, unless you bring this up, then bring up slavery. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, guys, much love. We will pick up the fight tomorrow and keep it rolling. Today was actually kind of fun. I got a little, I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, I'll finish by saying, fuck ICE, trans rights are human rights, free Palestine. God damn it. Y'all know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, much love. Keep it real out there. Peace in the Middle East.